Hello, gamers, and welcome to episode 18 of the Listen Gamer podcast. Joining me today, we have, as ever, the crazy king, the Apocalypse, Mr. Apocalypse, and Indominus Ash. How you guys doing?
I'm doing good. I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm doing very well. How are you doing?
Doing good, bud. Doing good. So, for starters, why were you under a bridge again, Kev?
Straight onto that topic.
I'm a grumpy old troll, okay? I'm a grumpy old troll lives on the bridge. Any Dora the Explorer fans, you know exactly what I mean. But no, I went skateboarding. So for a job in the school, I was going to get some ramps, so I went with like the owner of the company to Bristol to pick up the ramp. And from there, we just made a day of it. So we went to, oh my God, where was the place? Bradley Stoke, I want to say. I think it was Bradley Stoke. We went there, went to a skate park there for a few hours. And then we ended up going to like this M32 or something. I'd assume that's the name of the part, the motorway or whatever it was that we were under. It's like a bridge kind of thing. It's pretty cool. The easiest way to describe it is if you go to like a typical sort of American graffitied up skate park, but a crack den at the same time. So one end stunk of piss. The other end stunk of like the weed or the marijuanas. But that was because of the other skaters that were there. But yeah, it was pretty, honestly though, it was fun. It was one of the best skate parks I've ever been to in my life. So essentially the story behind it is that skate park isn't actually made by the council or any professionals whatsoever. Like the pillars and stuff like that they're under the bridge, essentially the community, the people that were under there, they got a load of rubble and this, that, and the other. They built their own wooden ramps, and then they got a load of rubble and shit. And they put it up against the pillars, and then they got concrete and then poured the concrete over and sort of like, I don't know, done it with their hands, or they did it with like something just to try and make what resembles ramps and stuff. So everything's like super rustic and like shit. But
so,
at the same time, it's fantastic. It's honestly one of the best parks, if not the best outdoor park, at least, I've been to. It's kind of like when you see those graffitied up skate parks like from America on those on the like montages or the videos, the promo videos that you see. It's like that, but all battered and bruised and not quite perfect, but it's skateable and it's fantastic. But yeah, there was like gas canisters. Like if you like coffee, people who like coffee, if you've gone to Costa and you've seen them do the squirty cream, they got those little gas canisters. People use them and like suck on them or something because it gives you a high because of the gas inside them. It's nitrous oxide, is it? I think.
Yes, but it's balloons. It's the same stuff as when the hospital gave you gas in it.
Yeah, so people use them and suck on them. And I stood on my board, I went down, I was fucking flying, and then all of a sudden I heard ding, 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 ding. I was like, what the fuck? My wheel come off and my bearings pop. What the hell's going on? And I look behind me as I'm going, I don't know, like 10, 15 bloody miles an hour. It's fast as hell. At least my hair was moving, so I was going fast. And I look behind me and there was just these canisters that I'd rolled over or just like barely hit, and they've just pinged out of the way. It was crazy. And there was like empty beer cans. There was even a trolley down there. Like there was all sorts. It was rubbish. Like I said, did say stunk of piss. There was like all burnt out fires and stuff. But all the ramps and everything, it was fantastic. Honestly, it was the best like 2.5 hours that I had spent down there. And I did learn quite a few things too, actually, and learned some new tricks.
So were you getting down with the cool kids? Were you under the bridge?
No, to be fair, they were all actual adults. I don't think the youngest person was maybe early to mid 20s. So they were all sort of like adults, and they were all pretty cool. They were pretty chill too.
Yeah. Nice.
Are there canisters, those tiny little silver things that used to be littered all over the streets?
Yeah. Those things. I'd say they're about as long as your index finger, but a bit faster.
Yeah, because kids were like popping them and just sucking them in the launch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
they don't trend.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
You use a whipped cream canister and put it into a balloon.
Pretty much. If you look at any picture of King Charles's finger, it's pretty much that size. You guys have not seen his fingers, have you?
I was going to say that's a very specific description.
Because
I know what you mean, because he's got his chunky sausage fingers, but
yeah, he's got sausage fingers.
I can't say I've googled his fingers before. I'm going to be honest with
you. They do stand out, to be fair.
Yeah, once you've seen it, you just can't unsee it. But yeah, it was honestly, it was great time. And to be fair, I think the kids that I'll be working with this ramp as well, it's just going to be so much easier for me because I'm going to be able to separate the classes up and give more of a sort of challenge to the more advanced children that are in the group.
Yeah. No, it's cool. I just wanted to know why you'd spent time under a bridge in Bristol.
Oh, I didn't.
I wanted to know the context for what you came into the chat saying.
I didn't catch hepatitis.
Are you sure?
Don't think you'd catch it off of gas canisters anywhere.
No, like it wouldn't surprise me. To be fair, there weren't any needles and stuff. But just falling and just maybe inhaling some of the dust that was there or something, I could probably catch some shit. I don't know. It was grim. Like I go back in his van and like we was going off and I was like, mate, I can still smell piss. And I didn't even fall on the floor or anything. I just had this pissy aura around me. It was disgusting.
Did he offer you sweets to get in the back of the van? Or?
No, he just said jump in, Danny. I was like, okay.
But one of the things I did want to talk about today was the whole thing of Elon taking over Twitter and charging everyone £8 or $8 or whatever it may be to have your blue verified tick.
It wasn't originally going to be $8.
Yeah, it was going to be 20.
It was going to be 20 originally, which is a massive jump.
Yeah,
mate. He tried. Like you can't.
He really fucking tried.
Yeah, you can't sort of like blame him for trying.
I feel like if people found out that he could have reduced it to 8 after he started charging 20, there would have been hell on. Because that's a hell of a markup.
Well, he could have charged 50.
The thing is, it's like
50.
He could turn around and say though that like $20 or $50 is enough of a price to stop people from buying it to make the troll accounts like what you've been seeing, or at least to reduce the amount of people that would pay for it just to make a fake account to have it verified.
He could have, but in the economy we're in right now, I still think 20 is a very, very steep ask.
I agree. I think 20 is obviously steep, but
like, when you consider who the people who have blue checks are supposed to be, like the whole reason for blue checks on Twitter in the first place was to be able to identify people's real accounts for like celebrities and things like that. I know it's got a lot wider range now as to what it used to be.
I'm going to say it's not necessarily celebrities anymore.
No,
there will be people that are in the same boat as us.
It's celebrities, influencers, politicians, anyone with some
sort of following.
Yeah, you still need some sort of following to be able to get that check. So I think it defeats the whole purpose of what the check was in the first place now.
I think what he's done is a bit arse backwards, if I'm honest. Because, like with what you said with the troll accounts, there was such an influx of people buying it and like doing the trolly things. They had to recall the feature, and then they re-released it. So people that have bought it, they just have the check mark. But then the people which had it before, because the only way to check it is if you went to that person's profile and clicked on the tick, and then it'd say this person has Twitter Blue, or this person is like a known public figure or politician or whatever. I think there's some add-ons that you can get for like Chrome and Firefox to tell the difference, but now if they are like actually proper accounts, they have the official tag underneath them, which I think is stupid.
They've taken that away.
It kind of defeats the purpose because that's just what the verified thing was before.
Exactly, yeah.
They've also
charged £8 and then re-released the same feature just under a different name.
They've taken that official tag away because people weren't happy with it because it didn't look nice.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah.
I did notice that they took it away from some people. I didn't realize they took it away from like everyone.
Yeah, so one thing he did make a statement quite recently that he did say was that he's just taken over the company. His ideas for improving the company, he's going to be trying a lot of things out. So he has said, he's like, we are going to try a lot of things. Some of them may be wild, wacky, and completely fail and not work. But I'm going to try them. And if they don't work, we'll take the feature away and try the next thing. Or it'll be trying something else, or try to rework it to bring the idea to life in a more appropriate way.
Yeah. Which, to be fair, at least he's trying. Like, they weren't actually doing, like, how long has Twitter been out and they've not, like, had an edit or an unsend or whatever button?
The better question is, how long has Twitter been losing money?
Yeah, exactly. And how long, like, there was these leaked screenshots of, like, the Twitter board thing of, like, them doing what Elon was accusing them to do. It's just silly. But with the check mark, they should have either kept the blue check mark for the officials and then give a green check mark to the paid for versions. Just a different color, just to define them differently, so you know instantly off the bat, this person's paid for it, this person's whatever. Because for verification, I understand that, like, the amount of times I post a tweet and then I get a bot following me. And it's always like a young, attractive girl, like with barely anything on. And it's like all horny accounts or whatever you want to call it, or bot horny accounts that try and sell you an OnlyFans with like 30 to 50 other people in your DMs. So being able to pay £8 a month just so you can get that little green symbol thing, you can have HD uploads, you can have the edit or whatever tweets it is, you can have a couple of other things. I'm not interested in the check mark. I'm more interested from a content creator side of view that I can upload my shorts or upload videos in higher quality. Because at the moment, I think you guys will also agree with me, is when you upload a video to Twitter, it's absolute fucking garbage. It's compressed it to an inch within its life, and you can barely see one pixel from the next. It's awful. It is really dog shit. It's like, what is it, 480p, if that, maybe even 360. It's terrible.
The thing that sticks in my mind is that they could have had the verified thing be a free feature to bring in to allow people to verify themselves as content creators and things like that. So, like, for example, for yourself, like, the stuff that you do and stuff, like your streaming and all the rest of it, is to build towards being a well-known figure and potentially having a career out of streaming. And your identity on social media would be tied to that. And, like, you'll probably laugh here, but, like, it goes to, like, Tinder. So on Tinder, you can have your profile, but you can also take a picture of yourself live to match with the pictures that you've uploaded to get verified as, like, that's actually you as a person. You haven't just uploaded, like, you haven't just opened an account with an email and uploaded a couple of pictures of God knows who. Like, you're verifying that that's you as the person. And I think that sort of option for Twitter would have been good. And you could have had, like, a Twitter stamp with, like, the blue bird on for people who were, like, public figures, celebrities and things like that, and then had a blue tick for people who had taken the time to verify that that Twitter account belonged to them.
So after you said that, Aaron will know this, it reminded me of OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm.
Because with OnlyFans, you've got to upload a picture of your ID, and you've got to take a picture with yourself holding the ID to prove that you're obviously over 18, for starters, but to prove you are who you say you are.
Yeah.
So if
my OnlyFans account got thingied the other day.
Accepted.
Yeah.
Nice. Apocalypse coming soon. But yeah, so essentially, it wouldn't take a lot for that to happen. All they'd need is that's just to verify your identity.
Yeah. But then, like, the additional features that you were speaking about that relate to content creation, they could have just had that as a thing that if you verify your account, or if you have a verified account, you can pay a monthly fee to be able to have those extra features that you want. But it's not something that would then display on your profile. like people who were in the know would know, oh look, he's uploading these types of videos with quality. He's obviously paying the monthly subscription. Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, there's a lot of people out there now who like you'll say so, like people who are playing for Twitter Blue at the moment, or say something, and there'll be loads of people in the comments going, "This person pays $8 a month for Twitter, huh, lol," and it's like,
Yeah.
it's essentially giving them a platform to bully them.
Yeah, it has. It's become of a meme in itself, and you always expect that if there was any paid for feature within Twitter, you'd obviously get that.
Yeah, I think that could have been a thing where they could have added as like the features that would improve Twitter, that like YouTube Premium and Spotify Plus, they have those features similar to what the Twitter features would be, and then, but like your accounts don't show that. So, like, Twitter doesn't need to show that you've paid for Twitter. It could just be a hidden thing that would give you extra features to allow you to use those features.
Yeah,
and
but
then you have your verified status, and then you have public figures who have the verified stamp, which would be slightly different but still look the same.
But at the same time, the only reason why people are paying for Twitter Premium now is so they can get the check mark. That's the majority of people are doing it for that reason.
But that defeats the object of what the check mark was supposed to be for, and
so
even in what Elon wants it to be for.
If you took away that physical sort of like aspect of the subscription, I can guarantee you most, if not all of them, would get rid of it because they wouldn't see it. Because the amount of people on my timeline I saw literally doing it just to get the blue check mark I think it was all of them, actually.
The majority of people that do it just to get the check mark are then going to cancel at some point because it's just a novelty.
Possibly, but it's a novelty that's what I mean. So they basically want to, they are doing it so they can be verified, because if you're verified on Twitter, like you've probably seen, if you look in your notifications, I'm not sure if it's the same thing on the website as it is on the app, but if you look on the notifications, you've got notifications, then you've got verified, and then you've got like mentions, or mentions and replies, or something like that. So in the verified tab, so for example, if I paid for Twitter Blue right now, I could send a tweet out to KSI, I could send it out to the President of the United States, I could send it to like whoever's verified, and I would appear at the top of their list. Like if you sent it without the blue check mark, they wouldn't see it. So if you remember back a few months ago when I asked the guys from Lonely Island about whatever that Justin Timberlake and thingy, whatever I asked them, I can't remember. Like doing it then, I had no response. But if I do it now with Twitter Blue, there's a higher chance that they'd see that and respond to it. So that's another reason why people were doing it. They were doing it for the verification tick, so they could actually slide into the DMs or slide into the notifications of like an actual famous person. Yeah,
but that's where I would have like the differentiating between verified and public figure.
Yeah, so this like it could be like we said, the blue tick for verification, like for actual famous or prominent figures in the public eye, like politicians, that kind of stuff. Then you should have like a green one for if you actually needed to have something. You could have a green tick or something like that for somebody who's actually verified their account through means of showing their ID. I
just keep it blue. You have like the blue tick at the moment is in a little stamp shape. So I would change the tick to the Twitter bird. So if you've got the Twitter bird is the stamp to verify that you're a public figure and that is your actual account. And then the tick could be for people who have gone through the trouble of verifying their accounts.
Do you think they would ever introduce a feature similar to Discord? Because you were on about uploading at a better frame rate or whatever it was. Obviously, you can do that with Discord if you pay for Nitro or whatever it is. Do you think they would bring out something for Twitter at a reduced price that didn't incorporate the verified, but gave you that option of uploading better videos and things if you were a content creator?
I think they would benefit by doing that. There's an option. Yeah, there's an option of like Twitter Blue or Twitter Premium or something like that, which was $2.99 a month. If they included the HD uploads in that kind of thing, that would be what I would go for. Regarding Discord, it's if you pay for Nitro, you get HD uploads, or like you can get uploads up to like 100 megabytes. I think they've increased that now. You can get higher like size uploads. You can stream in like whatever format you wanted to, 60 FPS, and then you get some bits here and there. But as far as Twitter Blue is concerned, at the moment, I think you can only upload 1080p video, which obviously is full HD, fantastic. The coming soon part is you can see half the ads, which although it hasn't got rid of all of them, Twitter are losing a shitload of money through ads and lack of ads, or whatever. So seeing 50% the ads, for me, fantastic, because I can't go like 2 or 3 ads without seeing the same ad over and over and over again. And then like I'm scrolling, I'm trying to read a tweet, and then all of a sudden it just disappears and it's crazy. And then as I scroll, what replaces it is an ad, and it's just super annoying. You can post longer videos as well. So this is kind of like when you verify your YouTube account, or if you've got a verified, or you've had a TikTok account for a while. I think YouTube, unless you verify your account, you can only post videos up to 10 minutes long. And the same, I think 3 minutes it was with TikTok, but now you can do like 10 minutes or even more again on TikTok.
Yeah, so it's up to 10 minutes for TikTok.
Yeah. So, like if you verify your account on YouTube, you can post videos as much as you want. You can live stream as well. You can do all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it's the content creation features and the lack of ads is the reason why I would like to get Twitter Blue. Now the ads and the longer videos aren't there yet. I think the 1080p video is. I'm not too sure. Like, because it's saying there, it's not saying coming soon on there, but
yeah,
it's crazy. But it's just like a vanity thing at the moment, isn't it?
Everyone's losing their minds over it, and it's become this massive meme. And it's like this person, Elon Musk is a very eccentric person, and everyone pretty much knows that. Like, he was always going to come in and shake things up and try something different and do whatever the hell he wanted to do, because he's a multi-billionaire and he can do that.
Yeah. He can do whatever he wants. He did have to borrow the money, though.
Yeah, but he's got that much money, right? If Twitter was to completely fail and he just completely botched the whole job, that he could sell Twitter for probably half of what he bought it for just to get rid of it. And
but he still have to pay the loans back and all the money that he borrowed from other.
Yeah, but he's got that much money. Would it really matter to him that much?
Yes, because if he could have bought it out of his own money without borrowing, then surely he would have.
No, it's so much different. I've listened to loads of people talk about business and things like that, and they're like, most business people who run like multiple businesses will tell you never use your own money to open a new business. Always lend, even if you've got the money to do so.
So yeah, I just sent you guys a picture. I've literally just opened Twitter.
The official thing.
Yeah, the official thing is still there. Because before the podcast started, we was having a little discussion, and I think it was Ryan that said the official tag has been removed or something because it's looking ugly or something along those lines. It
is different to how they first released this, so I don't know if they've put it back on.
That's how I've only ever seen it, to be honest.
I think the one I seen, it was official something, or like official web page or something like that.
Ah, right, okay. But I just think they need something to be able to discern from a verified account and a bought account.
I'll be honest, I'm assuming you put the arrows in.
Yes.
If you hadn't have done that, I wouldn't have noticed the official. I was just wondering why you would send it.
Yeah, I put basically because we were talking about the ads. Yeah. I literally opened Twitter. There was one tweet, like 2 lines from someone that I follow, and then that was directly underneath.
Oh no, I get that. I just mean because obviously they put the official thing in because people were just buying the verified. But it's at first glance, I didn't even notice the official thing under it. That's what I mean. Like it feels so pointless.
Exactly. This is what I mean.
Because I didn't see it. If the arrow wasn't there, I wouldn't have noticed it at all.
This is why I think it should be like a different color. Same check mark, different color, because then green, money, you bought it. Blue, verified, whatever.
The thing that annoys me the most about it is that you can just go and buy it, and the blue tick is universally known to be verified. Like, even if you charge people for it, they should still have to verify their identity. And granted, I know like content creators, like you can't exactly identify that you're King Crazy, but you could do by like saying, "Oh, like this is my content creation page. This is a statement of what I do. Here's the links to all my social medias." For them to have people go, "Yep, that all matches up. That is you using that account. Happy days. There's your blue tick, and we're now charging you the £9 a month that you've agreed to." Like there should still be a verification process, which would stop people buying accounts.
Isn't it? I thought it was $6.99.
I know it was like $8 or something like that.
It's $8, which will translate to about $6.99 for us. Yeah, I'll be about.
It's just easier and more universal to say $8 or £8.
Yeah,
I think. Because that's
it's just one of those things of like, how can you give someone a blue tick to say they're verified without verifying that that's actually them? Like, for example, like we were talking about just before the podcast started, there was Twitter support made a statement, and an account underneath that was verified as Twitter support 2 said absolutely fucking not, which is clearly a troll account, but they've paid to have the blue check mark. And for anyone that didn't know, if they put a tweet out, they could see that and go, "Oh, that's actually Twitter support. They're saying this."
It honestly feels more of a piss take that they've made the official thing what the verified used to be. It would have made more sense to have the $8 be charged for the official part, not for the verified part. In my head, just because they've just made the same system but charging for the original one, and the new system is not as noticeable.
It's also worse.
Yeah,
it's just, it looks tacky. It takes more. Like, yes, it's one line, but it takes up more space on the screen. It doesn't stand out, as obviously you just pointed out. It's just it's just shit. Like, it's just shit. Like, either that or give them a flair. Give them some sort of flair that they can have around their profile picture as well. Just so the profile picture stands out.
Big fuck off tick on top of the profile picture.
No, like...
I did slightly mishear you then, and I thought you said a big fuck off dick on their profile picture.
To be fair, it wouldn't surprise me from him. He's a dirty boy.
What surprised me from me? Excuse you?
So, like, if you're actually verified and you have some following or whatever, and you've got it through that means, maybe just giving yourself a flair around your profile picture. You can choose whatever color it is or whatever. Yes, there's probably a way that somebody can code, because all it is altering the HTML file or whatever around it and giving it a stroke. But if you can put a color around your profile picture to make it stand out, then yes, like that will make your profile stand out as a verified sort of person, not so much in power, but like a celebrity, like that has some sort of, like,
it's just
following.
A well-known public figure.
Yeah,
like you've either got X amount of followers on your chosen platform, or you're a politician, celebrity, musician, whatever it may be. But I still think there should just be some sort of verification process, so that your verified ticks actually mean that someone is verified, regardless of whether they're paying for it or not. Let's just hope it doesn't make the cost of skins go up more. So gaming...
It'll be interesting to see what happens in the next year or so with Twitter, because there's a lot of people jumping ship at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know. I think people might regret it if they do. Like, yes, he's a bit crazy, but he also does things because he thinks they're right. And I'd rather have someone in charge doing things because they think they're going to make a difference, or they think they're going to improve things, rather than worrying about how much money they're going to make or how it's going to make them look in the public eye.
Or about delusional confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look
but
at
then it's a bit hard to be. It's a bit
look at
hard
the
to be
companies that he's
delusional.
had. The
It's a
companies
bit
that
hard
he's
to be
had, though.
delusional. Is that what you just said?
It's a bit hard to be delusional on something like a social media platform. Like
Not
he
really.
can,
I don't think you can
he-
be.
Charging $20 for premium.
yeah, but
20,
look how
yeah.
quickly that was shut down.
It was only shut down because fucking Stephen King called him out on it.
Yeah,
That was the
But that's-
only
that-
reason it got
no,
shut
but
down.
that's the whole point. Like he can't, he can't just make a decision and not worry about it. Like he can make a decision about Tesla, and hardly anyone can make any influence on that decision. But if he
Well, no,
makes a
because he's
decision
sole
on
owner.
something to do with Twitter, like the public outcry for it.
Hey, look, just saying, I made a decision about Car AI, my Car AI company or whatever, on that game, and it apparently killed thousands of people. So fuck you, people. People do care if he makes decisions on Tesla. But I understand what you mean. I don't.
They do care, but they whether they have influence over that decision is a different matter. Like
Yeah,
he can
people
make a
don't-
delusional decision, and it'll cost Tesla millions because people won't buy the cars.
I genuinely think that he can make a delusional decision on this, and people cannot change his mind. It's whether or not he bows down to the pressure to change it back or to change it to a more middle ground or more rational decision.
Which I think he would be forced to do in every situation because it's such a public platform. It's not a business that's hidden
He's
behind
making it
boards
a
and
business,
things.
though.
He's made it a business. Do you want to know what I honestly hoped for? I knew it wouldn't happen because he would have needed to make the money back, but I would have genuinely hoped for him to be able to just buy Twitter, go into Twitter offices and look, you're all fired, and then shut it down. Yeah, that sucks, but Twitter is just
Not far off what he's done.
He's fired a lot of people.
No,
He fired everyone.
Yeah, he's fired pretty much everyone.
He's the, what is it, sole owner or whatever it is now?
He wouldn't be able to be the sole owner. They'll still be investors and things, but most of the board of directors and stuff that were in
No,
No,
place.
there is no board of
There is
directors.
and
He got rid of them.
He's bought it entirely.
There's no way he's bought the entire of Twitter
Yeah,
because
he did.
it cost him 44 billion to buy the 15%.
Go and Google it. He
bought
fired
everything.
everyone.
He bought 11% of shares because they wouldn't allow them to go over a certain amount, and then they invited him to be on the board of directors. He declined. Then he said, I'm going to fucking buy you out instead. And he bought every single share at the same price that he bought his before he made it crash or go up or whatever.
Oh, fair
So
enough.
he bought it at that price, so it's competitive.
It's not sole owned. That's not the official title. I can't remember what the title is.
It was a CTO or
He's
something. He said
majority-
he's just-
CEO. I think, yeah. Because he's now CEO of 3 companies or something.
yeah, he owns it. So, and it wasn't a joke that haha, you've lost your job kind of thing that I was making earlier. That wasn't my intent. It was more he's fired them. That was a fact. But then after he'd fired them, just got rid of it. Because the amount of bot accounts, the amount of spam accounts, the amount of people just hiding behind keyboards on fake accounts or whatever, just causing shit and whatever. The amount of crap that comes from Twitter, the amount of drama and everything, it's just easier just to wipe it off the face of the earth and just start fresh.
Yeah, but he appears to be committed to improving it.
He does, because it's a multi-billion dollar website, and he can make multiple billions from this website because it's already established and it's already such a very popular platform. Now, if he was to buy Twitter or Instagram or whatever, or the Meta, then
I don't know if he'd be allowed to.
I don't think he would be allowed to, but he wouldn't be able to, even though they're losing billions by the week or billions by the day, I think it is. I can't really remember. But because of their metaverse, New Horizons bullshit, their own sort of Zuckerverse is shit. And they're losing millions or billions a day. I know there's a big difference, but they're losing a shitload of money. They can't be going on. They're going under soon. They're going to be cancelling it. But the fact that this sort of Twitter is the location of trends and everything. So if something goes down, the chances are you're going to hear about it on Twitter first. If you want someone
Anything
cancelled,
goes down, everyone runs to Twitter.
Exactly.
As soon as a Steam goes down, everyone's on Twitter. What's going on?
Exactly.
I thought it did just come to my mind. Wasn't Elon Musk the one that was trying to make
his own?
No. In Ready Player One, they have that. What is it? The Oasis or something? Wasn't he trying to do something similar?
I can't
I don't like that
recall
silence.
Dom.
I'm sure he was trying to make like a virtual reality world similar to what the Oasis was in Ready Player One. And if it is him, I wonder if that's why he's bought Twitter, because you could link the two directly.
I wouldn't surprise me.
That's kind of like Facebook and the metaverse then.
It's something tech companies are pushing towards, is the whole like virtual reality side of things. So it would
sure
make
it
sense.
was Elon Musk.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Zuckerberg's made his own VR world.
I know Zuckerberg did, but I'm sure Elon Musk was doing one before he started.
I don't know. He's made an electric car that can drive while you sleep and will dance to music. So it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, Twitter is just. It's a blessing, but it's also a curse. It's good for news and stuff, and good like if you're into like reading a drama or whatever, it's good for that stuff. But the toxicity and the entitlement and everything like that, and I think because nothing's been done with Twitter over the past 15 plus years that it's been out,
its level of maintenance and moderation is awful.
Yeah, what improvements have they actually made? More ads.
Yeah,
that's not
sure Twitter looks the same
getting more ads nowadays. It's not like it's not out the norm.
Yeah, it's fucking annoying.
Like, even like Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, all of it.
To be fair, I don't see any ads at all on YouTube.
Yeah, but you pay premium for that privilege.
Oh, you've got premium, yeah. But yeah, the ads on YouTube are getting.
I pay like £2 a month though.
That's actually not bad, to be fair. I might actually do that.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like 20. I got a family account thing, but I pay like £2 a month.
It's one of those things of though, like people want everything for free, and at the end of the day, nothing comes for free. People have to make their money some way. So you either pay for the privilege of not having ads, or you just have ads and deal with it.
Exactly. This is what I mean. This is why the majority of the time, if I actively watch a streamer, I will happily pay just to get rid of ads, because I don't want to miss anything, or if I'm talking to them, I don't want to get slapped in the face by an ad, that kind of thing. If I have them for like background noise or just like chilling and lurking, and I'm not that invested, and I don't want this to sound like I don't appreciate or I don't watch that particular person or people or whatever. It's more like that they don't require the sub kind of thing. I don't want it to sound like that, because that sounds like a dickish kind of thing. But it's more like there's some content creators that you can just chill to and have in the background and just enjoy the content, like while you're doing stuff yourself. And there's other people. I'm going to use Ash for an example. Like, I interact a lot in Ash's stream. I'm talking to him constantly. So if I say something and then I get hit in the face by an ad, which has happened, because my sub ran out, and it happened the other day actually.
Yeah, it did.
And I got slapped by, I think you said 1 of 4 ads or something. But
why is it on fire? I need to go back through my sense.
Oh mate, you should have seen last month. It was 8. And that's why every time it happens, it just knows. It's like I know you're gonna subscribe. Let's hit you with like loads of ads. So I just, as soon as I subscribe and that subscription goes through, before it sort of like activates itself, I refresh, so I don't actually miss what you're saying, and I don't actually miss anything else. But yeah, it's like when you're actively talking and actively sort of engaging into someone's stream, then I think that will be the best time to make the investment in having like a month with no ads, knowing that 50% of that goes to the streamer anyway, and then like you get no ads, so you're happy for it because you're paying for the content and you're enjoying the content. And it's just that's why I want the blue thing. Like, it's not for the vanity check mark or to be able to, I don't know, jump into Scarlett Johansson's DMs or something, you know?
It's funny you should say that, because I went to Twitter Blue because I was trying to find Elon Musk. I assume he'd be under like trending or something. And one of the first celebrities that popped up was Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Nice. But yeah, it's just like you can't tell anyone between anyone anymore unless you go to their profile and click on it.
Unless you know what their handle is.
Yeah.
And no one knows that. I barely know my own.
What is yours?
It was just...
I don't know. Like, Yes Crew 3, I think.
I think mine's like Ash Indominus or some shit. It would have been so much easier just to keep it the same as what my bloody name is.
Yeah.
Oh no. What was it? Yeah, Yes Crew 3.
As if there was like other Yes Crews.
Generally there was. I wouldn't have had 3 in there otherwise.
Wouldn't
Speaking
surprise
of,
me.
it's actually a really good transaction. Speaking of like paying people money and whatnot, I saw a thing on Twitter. Was it last month? I know I said to you guys last week. I'm sure I said it was like last month or the month before. There was a content creator. I can't remember the name, so I don't know how big they were. That had put up a job advertisement, which was to sit in their stream and just be active and like positive and just be a community member, and he was paying like £5 an hour or something. So it did make me think, what would be, because £5 isn't a lot, but could you sit and be paid to sit in someone's stream that you didn't necessarily like, but could?
Oh, it was £3 an hour. It was something like
£3 an hour.
It was like £2 or £3 per hour.
So Ash, do you want to? Sorry, not Ash. Aaron, do you want to go first?
Yeah, because I've had the talk with these two already, so I'm curious. Like, what would be the minimum amount that it would take for you to sit in someone's stream that you didn't like and just be a positive community member?
Oh, that I didn't like.
Yes,
like not necessarily like
look,
can't stand or don't agree with.
Yeah, you did it. You
but
did this with me.
I just don't like their content or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, say you just sort of thought, oh, I'll do it for that amount, and then you started watching and realized that you didn't like their content.
So, like, for example, if you like, oh yeah, well,
don't worry, Kev. I get it. I get it. You don't have to give me an example. I get it.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Me with League of Legends. There's the example.
Oh, you. Well, I watch you anyway, but I watch you for you. I don't like. I hate League of Legends. I don't really care for it, but I still watch you. But just because we're friends and I like you. But
I'm gonna go get a tissue to cry of happy.
Are you sure it's to cry
and to come?
As for the minimum amount, probably like. Oh yeah, I'd say about what, £4 or £5 an hour.
You would do it for about £5. That's interesting. I can't remember what.
Depends on the size.
Yeah, it does heavily. But
it does, but they're asking you to be active. So I think if you didn't say something for a while and they thought you were lurking a little bit more, they'd probably pick up on it. So you'd be constantly trying to make conversation or like put messages in their chat.
You've essentially got to be a hype man.
It would be slightly easier for someone with a little bit of size because you can sort of interact with the other members of chat.
Yeah, because you'll have that sort of like back and forth.
But like in that description, you could have someone who's paying you and you are literally their only viewer. And once every like 10 to 15 minutes, you need to say something to remain active. And you're just essentially peddling a conversation that you don't want to have.
Yeah, I'd code a bot to do that. I would literally just get a bot. Oh, how are you enjoying the game? Just put random responses or something.
Oh, sick skill move, bro.
And then if they say, "Oh, which one or whatever," oh, I didn't do nothing then. I'll say, "Sorry, stream delay."
Stream delay.
But no, so the way Ash described this to us the other day, it was like a certain, like, for example,
we can't name who it is.
Yeah, we had like a certain person, for example, that likes to headbutt the camera and lose their streaks, and I was like, no, there's no amount of money in the world that you'd get.
Oh, if it's him, a lot more.
I wouldn't even do it. Like no amount of money.
We were saying we could pay him like what, $1,000 or $2,000, like effectively what his bills and more would be an hour, and he said he still wouldn't do it just out of principle.
Like if there's something that I don't want to do, I will not do it. Like end of story. There's no, you could offer me Twitter, like with no bills and everything that I'd have.
Not to accept that.
Yeah, I'd be stupid not to accept it, but I wouldn't, just out of principle, because I just can't. If I dislike someone and dislike their content, I won't watch them. Like end of story. Like you can't pay me to do it either, because if I'm not enjoying it something, I want my time to be felt as if it's like valued.
Yeah.
Rather than oh, I'm just doing it for the sake of it. It's like the jobs that I've quit because like I couldn't get any value out of it, and my time was essentially being wasted because there was no progression path, or like there was no way to get on or challenge myself. I quit the job. Like, and I was I was fortunate enough to have another one lined up because I made sure to line one up before I quit, so I could go straight into another one and do the same thing there. Just get on as get as high up as I can, and just like push myself to earn as much more money as I can. But it's the same with content. If I don't like it, I won't. I told you, like, there's a friend of mine or old friend of mine used to watch.
Yeah,
I was there for them. I didn't particularly like their content. I wasn't, and like, if I didn't like the game, I wouldn't watch it. I would put it on lurk, I'd mute it or whatever, but I wouldn't watch it, wouldn't engage on nothing like that, even though I was friends with them. Just there as a number, as support. But then if there was, even though I didn't like their content, if there was games that I enjoyed watching play, or the games that I was interested in, then I would interact. But there'd be no way that in a certain person's stream, you could pay me any amount of money, and I would, no, not chance.
I still think you're crazy.
Well, they don't call me King Crazy for nothing.
I was thinking though with the response, like what you just said there with like, I wouldn't even accept Twitter. I'd be curious to hear what Queen would say about that if she found out that you refused Twitter to watch an hour of someone's stream. Would she slap you for it?
I could ask her, but she would see where I'm coming from.
Oh yeah, I agree that she would see where you're coming from, but it's what I was getting at before.
She would also see where she'd be going if you had Twitter.
Yeah,
yeah. You could literally use Twitter to cancel the guy out.
I could, yeah.
And then you've just denied that.
You know what?
You get what I mean.
Yeah, but like an hour doing something that you bloody can't understand.
It's only an hour though.
No, I know, but
like you could literally like, even
what
if
it was
my
last hour, what if I die of like a brain aneurysm from watching the content?
But you could
like,
do
what
like
a shitty way to go. Literally headbutting the life out of me.
You could do like the world a whole favor and just be like, listen, I've been paid £1 billion to watch your stream for an hour. At the end of that hour, you have to end the stream and quit streaming for the rest of your life, and I will give you £1 million. And I guarantee you they would accept that.
I wouldn't fucking do that.
No. Like, the thing is, I've got like morals and stuff where I wouldn't put my name to something, or I wouldn't pretend to enjoy something if I wasn't enjoying it.
It's what alt accounts are for.
No, I know, but
didn't say you had to use your account.
You said, like, that's a good point.
That's a very good point.
I didn't say good point. Maybe on an alt account, but I still really wouldn't want to do it at all. It's like the money that you could have earned from the Raid Shadow Legends things, the ads that you're doing. Like, I don't like the game. I don't want to endorse the game, no matter what amount of money. I think it's almost $2,000 now that they've offered me in total. And
I get that because that's your name, but like, I've been paid minimum wage to work 10-hour shifts to have people shouting at me because their chips were cold. I can sit there for an hour and listen to someone drone on when I don't really like what they're doing or what they're saying.
To be fair, though, that's your fucking fault. You shouldn't be serving cold chips.
That's not my fault.
I get where he's coming from. The customer's not always fucking right. I had a customer have a go at me because I didn't put gloves on when I was touching the buns, despite the fact she watched me wash my hands. And she still got the same fucking buns because she was too busy arguing with me to notice.
Like, mate, I'd take your buns if they were dirty.
I understand about you. I understand people being upset about chips being cold, but I did not cook your chips. And unless you want me to feel all of your chips before I bring them to your table, I don't know that they are cold.
How long did it take you for them? Did it take you to take them to the how long were they on the hot plate kind of thing?
Typically within a couple of minutes, but again, I'm not always in control of how fast that food comes out of the kitchen from the hot plates from the hot window to the table.
You're just on the tills, it's not at all in your control.
It was a thing with where I was working. We had server assistants who would help run tables' food. So if you were jam packed with your tables, like doing their drinks and things like that, they would also be responsible for taking the food to the table. Mm-hmm. So it was not always a case of I've delivered that food to the table, but it was still my fault. But it's a case
it's gonna
of
be your fault because, like, I'm not saying it is your fault, but I'm saying I can understand from a customer's point of view and as like a worker and a business person's point of view where it is your fault because you're essentially the front of the company, aren't you? You're like you're their server.
I understand the anger behind it, but there is a way to say to someone, "Excuse me, my chips are cold. Can you fix this issue?"
Yeah.
Once you've given them a chance to fix the issue, if they don't fix it, then you can get angry. But at least alert them of the issue and ask them to fix it before going, "You little fucking shit, my chips are fucking cold," and fucking throwing a Karen.
That's fair enough. By the way, Aaron, it's fine. I had one before we started, so go enjoy your poop.
I think he's already gone.
Yeah, I think he already went. But no, I agree with what Ryan. There's a way of saying it.
Yeah,
I hate customers that just at you. Oh, my chips are cold. You should lose your job or X, Y, Z. It's like, oh, no, that's not how that fucking works.
There's dickheads like that because they've been either dragged up or they're just entitled pieces of shit, and they're the people on Twitter that are like getting offended on behalf of someone else that got offended or whatever 10 years ago. You know, so it's just. They're the Karens of the world. They need to go to a place like what is it, the Karen Diner or whatever it's called. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah, where you pay to be insulted or something. I would fucking love to work there.
I would love to work there so badly.
One thing I've seen lately,
I would love to work. I would work there for free for a week at least.
One thing I've seen there that I'm not particularly a fan of though is there's a bit of a trend going around at the moment where people are taking their nans there.
I saw it. It's fucking amazing.
Without telling them the concept of the restaurant.
No, I think that's a bit unfair, but I think if the nan's fine with it.
It's not though. You look. You've got to gauge how that person is. If that person is going to get offended and then throw hands, maybe it's not best. You don't take them.
Like I've seen ones where like the nan's been really upset. And it's like, no, that's out of order. There's ones where they're like, "Oh, you cheeky rascal," and they'll have banter back with them. Yeah, that's funny.
Oh, I've seen some of the. There was this one, this sweet old lady. She went in there and she was like gobsmacked. Her jaw just dropped and she's like, "What did you say to me?" And like her daughters or granddaughters or whatever were around her just pissed themselves laughing, recording it with the phone in her face. And like she still wasn't clicking on. They was like, "Oh, we have a shit time." It's like, "You can't say that." As she was waddling over to a table, it was fantastic. Like she took it like that, and it was hilarious. And that was a very quick poop.
Thank you.
Hey, I take like 10-15 minutes at least.
I don't waste time, fam.
Nothing's coming out one way or the other.
No, only one way.
Mate,
there is no other way.
My guy must have fell out of you or something.
You either push it or pull it.
You saying that, I'm not gonna lie, I listened to a TikTok earlier where a guy had been like drinking with one of his friends, and his friend started talking about getting his prostate checked. So the guy was like, "Oh, like I don't know what your prostate is. What is it?" And he's like, "Oh, it's just like this little gland thing that's in your throat. You're supposed to get it checked every now and again by the doctors."
In your throat?
Yeah, in your throat. So he arranged for an appointment to get his prostate checked at his doctor's, and it was only when the doctor shoved a finger up his asshole that he realised what was going on. And he's proper traumatised from it.
To be fair, I've had to have that done twice. And apparently it's very natural. So, like, honestly, no bullshit and stuff. You guys should get it checked.
For men's health, it is something that is important to get checked at some point in your life. Well, typically, it's either if you have health issues or if you're over the age of 40.
Yeah. I'd say earlier as well, because there are, like, you can get prostate cancer a lot younger as well.
You can, but it's extremely uncommon. So unless you're showing signs or symptoms or anything like that, they usually say not to worry about it too much. So
check your bollocks. Check them good. Grab your left nut, make your right one jealous. Then grab the right one.
Just checked.
Good. Hopefully no lumps. It's easy. It takes like a minute, if that. Like just check them in the shower every day.
Yeah.
Like it's for your health and it's all good. And you don't know what you're doing unless you're a doctor. So maybe don't stick a finger up your own bum to see if it's like an enlarged prostate or not. Just go to the doctors. It's quick. It's easy. Like they just put a glove on, lube up, bong bong, and it's done. Cool.
bonk bonk. Don't no, not bonk bonk.
All right.
Please don't say bonk
procedure that
bonk.
you've had.
Well, he was an attractive doctor. If he tried anything, I wouldn't have stopped him.
Did he have a King Charles finger by any chance?
No, he had a
big ring
Hulk-sized
on?
one. Wait, that wasn't his finger. Oh. Don't.
Anyway.
But no, to be fair, there was this doctor there, and she had a bigger mustache than Steve Harvey. So I would have probably I would have been good not having it from her. To be fair, she was a bit scary, not gonna lie. But yeah, it's honestly it's literally 30 seconds it takes. Lube the finger up, pop it in, just have a little wiggle around to feel it, and it's good. They tickle it, they give it a little tickle. But yeah, it's super easy. Like, it's unpleasant and
Easy for you. Oh, doctor.
hey,
From the doctor's mind.
when I turned back around, he had a smile on his face. But no, it's good. Like, you can have someone there with you if you want to, but ideally, if you haven't had one by the age of 30, I highly recommend it. Just so you can just like take it off your list, just to make sure that everything's all good down there.
What list is like? Is this just like your bucket list, or are you highly recommending the experience? Or
don't make me go into 4 a.m., Kev.
But yes, check your nuts, gamers.
Definitely check yourself out for health reasons. But the way you stated that was if it was like the next big restaurant to go to.
Like, list, okay? I was going to say bucket list by accident.
I know you were.
Can I just quickly interject with a something?
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, but you know this, Ash. Before I joined the podcast chat, right? I obviously had a game of Dead by Daylight versus TTV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just turned on Twitch, and I just saw I had an inbox.
Oh, did he message you? Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Another one?
He was a Wesker, and he got absolutely shit on. But anyway.
Are they all?
What is it with... I notice a trend in this very, very often. But whenever a killer gets really, really shit on, they say the game was unbelievably boring and unbearable.
Yes! Oh my god.
No, so he just inboxed me saying, I'm sorry, but that game was unbelievably boring and unbearable. And then I just said, not necessarily, man. You just made bad decisions and the team was good.
Jeez. It's funny though, it's the same as that RPD map, isn't it? Oh, that was such a boring game.
It's the same thing as always. It's all fun and games until you're losing.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then suddenly it's boring and unbearable, even though, to be honest, he chased me first and I shit on him.
Exactly. Same as RPD. Did he use all the pallets?
I just don't get it with the hypocrisy of like killers say whenever they win, oh, it's a great game, GG, well played. When they lose, it was unbelievably boring. What? Because the people were better than you and you just played like shit.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to interject and say it does go both ways. Survivors can be just as bad.
It does. The thing I've noticed, the thing I find weird is when I play killer, which I know is quite rare, but I've started playing it a lot more. When someone runs me, I actually enjoy it more because I'm learning more from being looped by someone than I am by just downing people for free. If that makes sense.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's a challenge and like learning and being better. Like it's part of the game.
Like,
yeah, go on.
I just don't understand it. I understand from both sides that it can be boring, but like if you as a killer choose to just chase, oh my god, just chase. That was so much harder to get out than it should have been. If you just chase one survivor for the entire map, 5 gens go by, the 2 exit goes, and then you get a down, or then you like still lose them or whatever, or they come and save that particular survivor because they're just about to go down or something. That's on you as a killer. It's nothing to do with the game being boring. It's just you need to manage your chases better and not like if you're not getting this person by like the 1st or 2nd gen, you got to give up and you got to try someone else because that person obviously can just outplay you. and you need to get pressure from somewhere else. You need to get somebody who can't loop as well. You need to get them down, so then you can get them on the hook. So then that pulls more people towards that hook. So then you can potentially get them down.
You need pressure.
It's a strategy.
Which, to be honest, that game was bullshit as well because I spawned right next to him. Like I literally turned around because it was on Azarov's. We were near the other shack, and I turn around and he's just there coming straight for me. Like I spawned just on the little corner next to the door, and then he spawned at the middle, like just next to the other shack, like the main building shack. And he turned around, saw me immediately. I saw him immediately, and then the chase was on like in the first second of the game.
I think they've took spawns from Call of Duty then, if that's the case.
Fucking bullshit, that's what it is.
Got messed up again because it used to be a case of spawning next to survivors, and then it never happened. And the last few times I've been swiffing with you, Aaron, I think there's been a few matches nearly every stream you've had where I've said, "Why the hell have you spawned in front of me?"
Yeah,
it seems to be getting a lot more common. Honestly, my biggest strife with, like, going back to the fact that you just had that is, why did he even feel the need to message you to say the game was boring? Just move on with your life. You lost the game. Like, what was the point of going out of your way, looking for your Twitch, seeing you're not live, going out of his way to pull up a message just to tell you that you had a boring match?
Yeah.
That's not your problem.
You'd need
Probably because I was the one that shit on him.
Well, he's a content creator at the end of the day. Why is he making himself look bad to tell you that the game that he just had was shit? Just move on with your life.
Unfortunately, a lot of the ways to blow up on your given game and things these days is to create animosity and toxicity and drama.
But it's not, because even if Aaron then went live later, like an hour later, or even like Monday, and the guy comes in and said, "Oh, I was the Wesker and I messaged you." What's Aaron going to say? "Oh yeah, I really enjoyed that message you sent to me. Let's engage some more." He's just going to go, "All right, it was a shit match. What more of it?" Like, what does he gain out of sending that message? Nothing other than complaining.
Nothing.
What is the point?
People like to complain, though.
What he's wanting is for Lynx's response to be, "Oh, fuck up, you fucking grow up, you baby," like something aggressive, so he can then screenshot it and be like, "Oh, like this, like," and that's what people want. They want to create. But it
still goes back up on him because he's the dude that's gone and messaged him. Yeah, he's still not in the right, even if Aaron told him to fuck off.
Oh no, I'm not saying he's in the right at all, but people will incite those sort of reactions to get a reaction, even if it's so that the next time that they face each other, like, he could down him and face camp him and be like, "Oh, I face camped you because you told me to fuck off last time."
I think it comes to a sense of entitlement as well, because Aaron's another content creator. He can contact him directly, and he can just bitch to him. Like, the other people, he's probably not going to see again, but because Aaron's a content creator, he's not going to exactly forget his name anytime soon, is he?
But it would make more sense if he genuinely felt that he had to send a message to say to Aaron, "Oh, you were a really good looper," and get some sort of positive connection with Aaron. And then Aaron might consider, I don't know, chatting with him a little bit more if he popped into the stream, even just raiding him at one point. Like, that would make more sense
than
sending him that message.
Yeah.
Even if it's not, just from a content creator or trying to grow on Twitch point of view, he shouldn't be trying to go down the negative route. He should be complimenting Aaron. And even if it frustrated him to the point that, like, he wanted to quit playing the game, just saying you played really well.
And this comes down to the same thing with Ryan in TGIs or wherever he said he worked. It's down to people and their manners and how they've been brought up. Like, whereas I would, and I'm sure you guys, like, when you're streaming, you're like, "Oh shit, you played really well. That was a good fake you did on that pallet," or the killer was really well. They didn't camp, slug, or tunnel, and they still, like, absolutely shat on us. You would actually say, "Wait a minute, you played well. Good job for you." Like, we would. Like, I know I would, and I do.
Oh yeah, like, that's why I've got a disclaimer thing in mind. Like, I'll say things for the point of just saying them and, like, speaking. But sometimes I'll just be like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, this is annoying." But I know that he's played well. I know that he's done what he needed to do, X, Y, Z. And if they come into the chat at the end, I'll be like, "Oh yeah, you played fantastic."
Exactly.
I may have got frustrated that match, but you still played well.
What I find is
what the fuck is that?
A lot of streamers nowadays are looking up to the things that, like, people are doing to get, like to blow up on the platform. And like, for example, IShowSpeed, like people gravitated towards him for him raging and losing his mind while playing games. And they try to emulate that by being salty bastards in their own content.
It goes back to like old school YouTube, essentially, what you're trying to say.
But it's not even old school. Like IShowSpeed is pretty new to all of this. But like you look at the people at the top, like XQC, like he is known for his toxicity, and people thrive and want to be like him.
But he's actually pretty good, though, isn't he? Allegedly, he's actually really good. He's competed or something.
But everyone thinks they're good at the game.
But his manners are appalling.
Exactly.
But everyone thinks they're good at the game. Everyone thinks they're a god at the game.
But I am.
My point exactly. My point exactly.
A level 1 fanny flap helmet scrub. Shut up.
No, like you are a really good Dead by Daylight player, but if you played in a tournament setting with people who have got like 10k plus hours, you probably wouldn't stand out as much as you do playing in Swift Friends and solo queue.
I think it kind of what I think Kev said it, going back to like YouTube, it's very, very similar to how Rage Quit started with whatchamacallit on Rooster Teeth.
Michael Jones, yeah.
He made a point of not like telling people that he puts it on. It's not who he is.
Yeah, it's a bit like Dr. Disrespect. Like
That's the difference.
He plays and acts under a persona, and that is his character that he plays, which is fine.
Same as Teeny Giant as well.
Yeah,
if you guys know of her.
Mm-hmm.
It's still a persona, and they don't carry that on when they're interacting with people in that manner. They don't like. And people have seemed to have lost that part of it, where it's just like, oh, it's funny when someone rages, I'm just going to be toxic 24/7 and make everyone's lives a misery.
So people can't discern between reality and doing it for content. Yeah. And most of the people that are doing it because they see their favorite content creators doing it, so they think it's funny, so they want to replicate it. But then by doing that, they're not doing it for content. They're doing it to replicate somebody that they look up to. So then by them doing that, that makes other people salty and thinking, oh, the community in this game is absolutely fucking trash. So then they do it. And then it spirals out of control to make a community like League of Legends, like Overwatch, like Dead by Daylight, like Call of Duty. And it spirals like that. So it's like back in the day, KSI, PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, or all the other bloody, what is it? Dialing Ping. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
Like there was that name doesn't ring any bells. I know all the other ones.
Yeah, Dialing Ping, was a Welsh content creator, and he would basically like he's the main person that I mean in this, but like the IShowSpeed is like old school KSI. Like Jacksepticeye and PewDiePie, they're very similar, where they shout and scream and like do all these things in horror games and stuff just to get reactions. Then there's Dialing Ping, which is like these are sort of generic to sort of make.
Dialing Ping was like Modern Warfare 2 lobbies molded into a person.
Yeah, essentially. So he would literally just go into hardcore games with an RPG or something, and just shoot everyone on the floor and just rage at people or like have a go at people or whatever, just to get a kick out of them and just to get a reaction. That's what type of person or type of content creator he was. He was one of those guys that were toxic just to get the reactions, and that's kind of the era of when it started. And like with Ryan said, with IShowSpeed, he's screaming, raging at games or whatever, and that's what old KSI used to do. He used to play like horror games. He just scream. He used to be very, very animated and shouty and screamy. He used to play FIFA and scream a lot as well. But it's like the current trends now, they sort of like they're on a cycle. It's like this month there might be people like IShowSpeed, which is, like I said, the old school KSI. Next month there might be COD, because of all the Christmas noobs playing. It could be a load of COD people just getting pissed off, and it'd be like old Modern Warfare 2 lobbies again, which is like Dialing Ping era. And like the month after, it could be horror streamers, horror content creators, where just everyone is screaming and just being overacting to be scared. and just trying to milk it. But people are always trying to get noticed, and the way they do it is just not good. And then the people that do get bad reactions and are toxic in games, they then wonder, after they've made content that have got millions of views, why that particular game has got a bad name for a community, and like there's a lot of toxic people within that game.
It's a lot of the problem is the people that do blow up because of toxicity, you tend to see them stick around for longer, because as soon as they start to become a little bit irrelevant, they'll do something that contains a little bit of shock factor. And then all of a sudden there's like 50,000 articles and 17 other YouTubers all making videos on this one incident. And it's like, that keeps them relevant. And then more and more people see it. It's so much, I don't want to say it's easier, but it is slightly easier to blow up for wrong reasons than it is to blow up for right reasons.
It is. Like, there's someone last year, I want to say last year, like, I'm not going to say the name of him, but they've made multiple videos on a lot bigger streamer in Dead by Daylight, and they've blown up from it. And now they've become partner and everything because of the ongoing beef kind of thing. They've settled it now.
There's one that sticks in my mind at the moment, and it comes from Spook and Jukes. Does videos quite often where members of his community or other people will point him in the direction of streamers who are particularly toxic, and he'll highlight their behavior as being unacceptable and things like that. And what he tends to do is he will not name the toxic streamer, but he'll shout out the people who had to deal with the toxic streamer and done so in like the correct manner of like just ignoring the toxicity and trying to continue with playing the game
and
how they choose to. Yeah. So like he done one where he gave a code name for the streamer. It was fairly simple to figure out who the hell he was on about. This streamer went on to basically harass him, threaten lawsuits against him. There was comments made about Spook and Juke's kids and things like that in videos that this person made. He was then banned off Twitch for, I think, a week or 2 weeks. But since he's come back, because of all the drama and everything around it, his numbers have like almost doubled.
Are we on about Taller Toast here?
Indeed.
I had no idea who it was. But
I don't either.
His Twitch name is Taller Toast. Kev, to put him in context for you, if you think Uwu was toxic, Taller Toast would make him look like a child.
To be fair, I already think Uwu was a child anyway, to be fair.
He is bad, and I mean, like, he was calling Spook and Jukes a bad father and things just because he made a video about him being toxic in Dead by Daylight.
He called him a bad father?
Yeah.
That's not particularly toxic.
No, but like...
Was he being more graphic with it?
Yeah.
Right, okay, that makes more sense then.
Things like that. But basically, in the first video that was made, he blurred out his face. He never mentioned his actual Twitch name once and called him Small Bread.
That's not that far off, to be fair.
It's not that far off.
It's not defamatory in any way. You can't sort of identify it from that.
You can. Now that you've said who it is. Small Bread to tall.
I wouldn't have had an idea.
But like,
because I've never heard of him, I wouldn't. But as soon as you said it was, if I had heard of Tall Toast, I would have guessed it was him.
Yeah,
exactly. But it's not defamating his character if they're not saying anything and linking it directly to him.
Yeah. So yeah, that was quite interesting.
I could literally make. What was it Small Bread? Did you say?
Yeah.
I could make an account called Small Bread and say, "Hey, you're defaming me. This is my character," and they calling me this, that, and the other.
I think Ash is the Small Bread here, isn't he?
No, but he's between like 6 and 7 foot.
I think going back to what we were saying though, I think Chris put it best. You get home from work and you just want to sit and chill on a game. And I know we used to have it in Modern Warfare 2 lobbies, but no one wants to come onto a game now and just deal with shit all of the fucking time. Whether it be Dead by Daylight, Overwatch, League of Legends, whatever it is.
Yeah, I agree. You should be able to mute. You should be able to do in every single game what you can do in League of Legends. So
just mute everything.
Yeah, so there's quite a few things. So in Modern Warfare, in the new COD, you can mute people individually. You can mute everyone. But then there's still like a text chat. I'm still like trying to figure out how to get onto it. But I saw people. I clutched a search and destroy last night. It was like a 2 or 3v1, and they said like nice and well played and stuff was coming up on my screen. I was like, where the hell is that coming from? And I was pressing like T and everything on the keyboard. Didn't have a clue what it was. So there's still a way to talk in chat. So I don't know how to turn that off. I've not really looked because it doesn't come up that often. I think that was the first or second time it's ever done it.
Sounds like it's like a D-pad thing where you just click it to put nice GG or like over there, whatever. That's
right, okay.
How you're saying it, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, that's what I thought, like Rocket League, right?
Yeah.
But so you can mute people like that, but then there's a text chat. So in League of Legends, they've got like pretty much all of the above. They got voice chat. You can just join it if you want to or not. And then if you do join it, you can mute or turn the volume down of certain people. They've got text chat. They've got all text chat. So you can talk or roast or whatever people on the other side, the enemy team. Then if you hold tab to open up the scoreboard, there's 3 options to mute people. So in League of Legends, you can ping, kind of similar what you can do on Overwatch, I think. I think you can ping people in Overwatch. What you used to be able to do in Call of Duty until, you know, when you press up on the D-pad and it would tag someone that you've seen or saying that you go into a location, that actually gave you wall hacks. Because if you targeted a person with it, it would watch them all through the windows, all through like behind buildings and stuff like that. You could literally track them as if you had wall hacks. So they disabled it. That's why it doesn't exist anymore yet. But there's like a pinging system saying, pinging someone on the map, say, I'm coming here, or there's an enemy close, that kind of thing. So you can disable pings from people because people ping constantly just to annoy you. So you can mute that. There's emotes, which you can put like, you can do your mastery, how good you are with the character, or whatever. It shows up your skill icon or whatever. You can put like happy, sad, or whatever emotes. It's kind of like the similar to sprays, but it shows above your head and it shows a little notification in the left side. You can mute them and you can mute chat as well. So there's loads of different ways that you can mute sort of social interaction. You can mute it so you don't receive anything at all. No chat, no pings, no emotes, nothing from the enemy team. You can just mute all of it if you wanted to as well. So all the games should have something like that just built into it. Like DBD kind of has it.
Not very well.
Yeah, it's not very well. Like, you can just press the chat icon and it just disables the chat. That's pretty much it. That's all you need to do. And then it doesn't show up unless you click on the chat.
But then, even doing that, you've still got the thing of, for example, the consoles. They can go out of your way to message you unless you have that disabled.
Yeah, but they can do that on any game.
They can, yeah. And then obviously streaming it from Twitch, even if you got it muted, they'll just come to your Twitch and do it there. Like, what? I don't get what they... Because a lot of the people that deal with it don't even give them a rise. I don't understand what they get out of it.
I just think they want someone to complain and to blame. Because that's what people do these days. People are always finding someone else to blame for the reason why they played bad. It's like 99% of the time, I own up to me playing shit. Like, unless I say so, I think I did that well, that should have been fine or whatever. And then if I go back, for example, if it's on a stream and see that I was totally off or whatever, and I fucked up, yeah, I'll admit, yeah, that's me. But then there's a lot of people that don't feel as if they can do wrong. And I think, for example, the guy that came to Aaron's stream and messaged him, he didn't feel like he did anything wrong. He thought that he should have won that game, blah, blah, blah. Because he doesn't want to admit to himself and that he got outplayed. And to do that, so in any way, who's he blaming? He's not blaming Aaron. He's blaming the game for being boring. He didn't want to admit that Aaron was a good survivor. He didn't want to admit that Aaron looped him for 5 billion gens. He just wanted to blame the game on being boring. So he wanted something to blame and say, oh, well, that game was boring. Just so he could feel better about it himself, playing like an absolute toaster. So I think that's where it is. I think that's where it lies, because the amount of times that, I guess you had it as well, but the three of us have had probably multiple times people coming in after we've played Killer or Survivor, and then either your fellow survivors or like the killer that you've gone against, or like the other survivors, if you're a killer, they've come in and said, oh yeah, why with a sweaty build, or just come in just to abuse you just for the sake of it. But then you do get the ones this go, oh GG's, I was the Meg, or GG's, I was the Ace, you played really well.
I even had it. I had it playing.
Don't fucking lie.
Generally, this was back in the day when ranks existed, and I was a rank 20 huntress on the game.
My day.
On the game, and they 3-gened themselves, and slowly but surely I killed them off. They were all at rank 1 at the time. Which I know even back then rank didn't really make much difference, but still, like, rank 1s should not be playing against a rank 20 huntress. But that was the situation. They got into a 3-gen. Because I played Survivor long enough, I sort of knew just to not leave the 3-gen, and slowly but surely I killed them all. And they got really pissed off with that. I was like, I'm not even a good killer. I M1'd most of you.
To be fair,
Ash is turning 1, right now.
If you're ranked 1 and you 3-gen, you shouldn't be rank 1.
I don't know. It was.
I know it's different back then.
Hit rank 1.
Like, it's not hard to hit rank 1 now. All you need to do is just urban evade, self-care, and botany knowledge. Just
the thing is, it's not hard. It's not hard sometimes to think that you're not going to 3-gen and realize actually that is a bit of a 3-gen. Like, the problem they had was I had like 2 gens upstairs and the other gen was downstairs, but it was in the middle of the 2 gens, so I didn't need to go downstairs to look at it. I could hear it as I was walking over it. If that makes sense. So, like,
that was before they did the sound revamp as well, wasn't it? Yeah. So you could literally hear everything through everything.
So that's what me, like, it was a case of they didn't really 3-gen that badly, but because it was on the game and it was over 2 floors, I didn't have to leave the top floor.
Yeah, that's fair enough then. But still,
it can happen in a lot of games. Like, there's a lot of games I've played in now where, like, sometimes you can't do anything but 3-gen, unless you're running a 4-man squad and you're actually talking about it. Like, it's quite easy to 3-gen.
It's quite easy if, like you said, you're in a random, but I do sort of, if I'm playing solo queue, I do actively think, look, if I'm not running the killer, I need to go into the middle of the map, get that gen done first, or the closest thing to the middle of the map that I can, get that gen first, and then sort of like scout around. If I haven't scouted already, but then I do try and prioritize this so we do have the furthest away generators as possible. And that's mainly if I'm in a mood that I want to have half decent games and not get like tunneled or like screwed over by shitty solo queue teammates.
It's not even just that though. Like, even by you doing that, if that's the start of the game and the first person run, like, say you spawn and all 3 of you go to separate gens and they chase the one person, like, you could pop 3 gens at once and you could be left with some sort of 3-gen regardless of what you do.
It's like, for example, on Mother's Dwelling, the one with the big thing in the middle?
Yeah.
So if you get the 2 gens, sometimes is it 2 gens or 3 gens that spawn on that side?
What?
No, not Mother's Dwelling. What's the Yamaoka one? Is it one where the heads follow you?
Sanctum of Wrath.
Oh, is it that one? No.
The one where the heads follow you and it's like a hit.
Yes, that one. Yeah. So on the one side, there's like 2 gens that spawn there. Then there's one in the middle. Sometimes there's 3, right? Sometimes one spawns in the killer shack or just outside of it. I think.
Typically, you get 3 gens on either side and then the 1 gen in the middle. But you can have instances.
You can get 4 and 2.
Where you get 4.
Yeah, you can get 4 and 2. Yeah. So if you do the 2 gens on the one side and the one in the middle,
thinking there's a 3rd down there.
Yeah, thinking that there's a 3rd down there, that you fucked.
Yeah, it happens. So it's just one of those things. But it was like the point. Like, people will always find excuses as to why it wasn't their fault that they lost the game.
Yeah, it's like if I've lost because of a 3-gen, I'm thinking like, oh fuck, we gotta play like super sweaty and like try and get rid of this 3-gen. So we gotta prioritize some certain stuff, and like if we don't, it's like, oh fuck, we screwed up because we 3-gen'd. Like the killer had good pressure to keep us away from the other gens or whatever while we got busy doing the 3-gen. and it's down to us, really.
Indeed. And, one thing I did want to ask as well. So there's a lot of things about like the things that are being changed. So for example, like Twitter making the changes they are for like the video uploads and things like that. But we do talk a lot about what Twitch does and doesn't do. So my curiosity was, what would a new or existing streaming platform need to do to convince you to leave Twitch?
YouTube. Like YouTube is...
I think we have touched on this, actually.
We've touched on it before.
Yeah.
A couple of times here and there, but we haven't dedicated it as a question.
We've not dedicated like a whole segment to it.
Yeah, we've debated Twitch and said, oh, if YouTube does this, then like whatever. Like I think what Twitch needs to do is like I think we talked about this last week, where Twitch needs to have a VOD system or VOD something in place for discoverable content. That's the biggest thing they need to do. No complaining about, oh, well, your streams cost us millions a year. That's why we can't afford to keep the lights on for you unless we take 50% of your subs. No.
It's like for example, on YouTube, you can stream on YouTube. You can then upload the YouTube stream to YouTube and it stays there. Like, you can do that. There's also, but like Twitch has the feature of highlighting a video for you to be able to keep like a segment of a stream.
You can highlight a whole stream.
You can highlight a whole stream as well.
I've done it in the past.
You can highlight a whole stream.
The problem is that when you go to someone's page, like if they're not live, the first things you should be seeing is that highlighted content, the stuff that they want you to see.
That's actually a good show. But yes, I
does
agree.
That for Twitch. You can post a highlight thing that plays when someone visits your channel.
Yeah,
I think Aaron has one. I was getting one at one point.
What?
I've got a channel trailer.
Yeah, channel trailer. That's exactly what I mean. But when you're not live, it is what you play to sort of give them a taste of what your channel's about.
A channel trailer is 60 seconds long.
It's not long enough, but it's still something.
But you get
that's coming recently.
But it doesn't get you into that person's content, and the only reason why you see that content is if they either see you in somebody else's chat and then go to your profile, or they go directly to it, because they're not going to discover you while you're offline. Because that's the thing with Twitch. If you're not streaming, you're not getting that potential audience.
Oh no, I get that, but I'm saying there is something for when you go to the channel.
It exists. My point more being in that is it could be a lot better than what it is.
It could be. As for the whole thing with like keeping VODs and whatnot, there is a lot of content creators that do just have a YouTube on the side specifically to upload the past VODs on. Because I know of about 3 or 4 that are big that do it.
So where do they put the VOD? Sorry.
They download upload it straight to YouTube from Twitch.
Oh right, yeah. That's to be fair. That I was going to do that if I'm honest. But I think in order for another platform to come out, it's kind of like you need to merge YouTube and Twitch right now. Like if you were to merge YouTube and Twitch, you get it. But in thinking realistically, the only company that is going to take over Twitch is YouTube, because it doesn't matter whether or not us 4 started our own streaming platform. There is no way, shape, or form we will be able to overtake any of those, because either any new features that come out that we think of, any new features that are potentially industry like firsts or anything that will blow up, it will be copied. Whether or not it's by Instagram, whether or not it's by TikTok, whether or not it's by YouTube or Twitch or both, or all of them, they have developers that will be able to reverse engineer our code and figure out the way to do it, and possibly either iron out bugs or put more fucking bugs in there. Because you know what the big companies are like. They'll do something half-assed, it'd screw up, and then they'd need to fix it.
The question would be between the patenting of that technology. If you could patent the idea,
it's very difficult to patent technology.
I know it is.
Because it's a concept.
A lot of the times, what people will do is patent it in a way where people can use your technology, but they have to then pay you royalties for doing so. I can't remember exactly what the term of it is that like they don't need your permission to do so, but if you could prove that they were using your concept or idea patent that was like you've got patented, that they would have to pay royalties for it.
You can't patent an idea.
Not so much the idea, but like if you were to build a certain piece of code that done a certain feature, like you could patent that feature.
There's ways around it that you can code it that you can do exactly the same thing, but a more tedious and arduous way of like coding it is not good. Like this, it'd be practically impossible if I'm honest. It's like look at Twitch's subs.
Yeah,
right?
It's the same as the YouTube
memberships.
Members.
Exactly the same.
I'm assuming Twitch has it patented.
Yeah, or tries to, or whatever. But the only difference is that I can see. I've never subscribed to anyone like that or joined a membership on YouTube, but I do know that you can set it to a minimum price of $1 or 99 cents or whatever it is, and I think it can go up to 100. So you can put as many tiers or whatever as you want to, and between $1 and $100.
Mm-hmm.
I'm, as far as I'm aware, I'm not sure how the emotes work. So I know they work in obviously the membership channel, but I'm not sure if they work across the entirety of YouTube.
I don't believe so.
So that's one thing that it can't do. That is a feature that what could happen on YouTube would improve it. Obviously the discoverability on YouTube is absolutely fantastic compared to Twitch, because not only that, like there's so many different possibilities. Like I think I've said this before, but like if you're live on YouTube and somebody's watching your video, say I'm watching Aaron's like clips of the month video, and he's live on YouTube at the same time, there should be an automatic banner placement. This person is now live, or Apocalypse is now live. Click here to watch. And then, like, you know, the cards at the end, when it puts like a video best for the viewer or something, or whatever video you put, it should have a preview or something of the live stream if he's live, and say, Aaron is now live. Click here to watch, or it'll automatically play. You know, when you just leave your YouTube on and then it just like automatically plays the next video, it should have something like that. Because it's something like that is so easy to implement into YouTube. It's unbelievable. Like it's crazy.
My curiosity behind this was from the whole thing that we started off with Twitter taken over by Elon Musk. Like YouTube has their own thing, Twitch has their own thing. Facebook Gaming did try to compete for a while, but didn't get it right. And I'm pretty sure, is it gone now, Facebook Gaming, or
no? Facebook Gaming, the app. Facebook Gaming as an app is gone. But live streaming is still there.
On Facebook.
Yeah.
Like, I would wonder, like, even Instagram has the go live feature. Like, everything has a feature to go live now. And I wonder if Elon Musk might try to crack that with Twitter as well. In which point would it become
live on Twitter?
I was going to say, can't you? I'm sure I've seen people go live on Twitter, yeah.
Like, Ninja streams on Twitter. Like, there's loads of people.
I haven't seen anything like that, and what I'm saying, like, it's not that widely known. It's not seen as like a competitor to.
No,
it's not seen as a competitor to Twitch or YouTube or anything like that.
Of course not.
Would he invest in that sort of thing?
I doubt him.
If he thinks he can make money off it,
unless he somehow pulled out of his ass subscription-based system, where if you got Twitter Blue, you can get a free sub to people each month. Kind of like the Twitch Prime, then you need bits, so you could call it tweets or birds or something, I don't bloody know. Or something sort of seeds.
He'd be better off just making it an entirely separate project. There's no reason to integrate it into Twitter.
He could have something completely different
into what he makes, but I don't see any point to make Twitter a streaming platform.
It's like Amazon owning Twitch.
Yeah.
Like you can use Prime on Amazon to get things. So
if Elon was going to do that, he would need to significantly sort of invest a lot of time and get something into it fairly sharpish. But I doubt for now, at least.
I don't see it happening. But my thing would be if you were to work for Elon Musk and he turned around and said, "I want you to design a streaming platform for people to be able to go to compete with Twitch," what would you put on there to see?
What would your big
things?
The biggest thing is video on demand content, VOD content, and make that a priority, just like YouTube has. But then also, you need to have that discoverability. You need proper discoverability something that's trending. So, for example, if somebody just got an influx of viewers, whether or not it's someone being raided by a bigger streamer or smaller streamer, or somebody's just like, when we finish our streams, we raid out to somebody, right? If you get, obviously, you find pleasure in raiding somebody else because of, like, you like that person, you like their content. So if somebody's being raided, then push their content higher up on the screen. For example, if you're looking for new Dead by Daylight streamers, if somebody is sharing their community with someone else, they've obviously got a certain liking towards them. So then if you're into Dead by Daylight, you might more likely be interested in this. Or it's the same thing with smaller streamers, like have a promotion side for smaller streamers. So for example, like 10 viewers and under, like saying, smaller streamers deserve love too, kind of like in a banner sort of separate section, and push those to the top. So have certain hours of the day sort of promoting different types of streamers all the time. And then if you've got VOD content, and like I said, have a banner or have an interactive snippet, or like have like a live thumbnail, for example, where it's like, you know, picture-in-picture mode. Have you seen that? Like in some of the ads on Twitch, where you've got the ad on the video screen, and then in the top right corner, you can still see the screen. Still see the stream. Yes, it's tiny, yeah, but have that actually overlaying, have that picture-in-picture mode overlaying the ad, rather than pointing somewhere off in the screen where it's tiny. Have it maybe the top third. So if any of you work with cameras, there's like the rule of thirds. So you separate the screen into 3 and then 3 more. So it's like 3 columns of 3 boxes. Have it in the top right third. So you can see that while you're still watching the video. And then if you see, they're live playing Dead by Daylight, you can click on that little third, and then it takes you instantly from one part of their content to the live part of their content. And then have what I think Twitch still has it. I'm not too sure. But remember when you had friends lists and stuff like that on? It was the stupidest feature they've had.
Twitch got rid of friends.
They got rid of it, yeah. So, and then if you like watch people, it's like, Apocalypse viewers also watch this person. Like, have something like that, and then
they do have that on the side of Twitch. There is.
They still have it. Oh, it's recommended. It's right at the bottom, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that's all. I've noticed that's only like if you're watching Apocalypse at that time, it says Apocalypse viewers always watch. Maybe interested in watching or whatever it's called. It's like recommended essentially, but you got to scroll down, like to see it. It's not sort of apparent on the screen, especially if you're following a lot of people.
See, I would. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say Twitch. I know, because you were saying like, there should be a little bit more discoverability when someone raids into someone else. Twitch does have a sort of similar feature for that on their homepage, but it's for the wrong thing. It's for hype trains. Yes. If there's a hype train going on, they immediately get put on there so people can see where the hype trains are. I don't think it should be that.
I agree to it because I think under a certain over a certain amount of viewers, you shouldn't be put there.
But they already have something there, so it'd be nice to see them do a similar thing with raiding as well. Yeah, like they already have that.
I think it's like I've just opened up the Twitch thing now, so I've got the front page on Twitch where I've got somebody on a just chatting screen. I'm not sure what it is. It's a DJ, I think, and then there's like 5 others, but there's 3,000 people watching that person, 7.5 with that one. 1,300. It's all like huge people. I don't think they should be there regardless. I think they should just get rid of that unless there's a special event going on, which I think there is this weekend, which, yes, it's kind of like destroying my logic here, but these people aren't playing the game. It's like a Splatoon and Pokemon crossover event all weekend, but none of the people on my front page are playing that game.
Well, when you scroll down, they do have recommended smaller communities, which is sort of put to you. So mine's all DBD. They do also have whilst Apocalypse is offline, so people that play similar things to Apocalypse.
Yeah, that's also
like they do have discoverability, but it's just no one goes and scrolls through the homepage.
Exactly. For me, I've got this. It's the ad on. I think it's BTTV. I think it is. Where it automatically opens up all of my followed accounts on the left-hand side. So I check that first to see if there's anyone watching. Yeah, and then underneath it says recommended channels. And then when you click on someone's stream, it said like Apocalypse Viewers also watch. So it's like another recommendation based on the person that you're watching. But with you, so I'll just read out what I've got on my front page. So I've got that big banner that takes up 1/3 of the screen. So then another third.
Is that the thing where it's like just chatting and then you can scroll through the like?
No, it's
recommended.
Yeah, it's like the front page. It's like Splatoon cross Pokemon event, and then it's got like 6 people or whatever it is on the front page, which aren't playing the game that they're trying to promote.
Yeah.
So then it's got live channels we think you like. Then CS:GO, which I don't even think I've watched CS:GO.
It's because
on
that's
Twitch.
It's some sort of competitive thing.
Yeah,
It's supposed to be big now. I think that's what it's there for.
I know what it is. I just don't watch it.
Oh, I don't either, but I'm just.
But yeah, like for somebody that actually plays CS:GO, and like you'd think that I think I've streamed it once or twice back in the day, but like for you to have it as well, to have no interest in it, or like you haven't played it or streamed it or whatever, for it to be shown on your screen, stupid. Then underneath that, I've got games, IRL. It's categories. It's like the first like 5 basic categories. So games, IRL, music, esports, and creative.
Yeah.
Then underneath that, I've got categories which think you'd like, which, yeah, that's good enough. Then I've got recently released games. Mm-hmm. Then I've got recently released games
that are being streamed.
And then I've got recommended smaller communities. Yep. And then underneath that, I've got while Apocalypse is offline, then recommended DBD channels, recommended League channels, Sonic channels, all aboard the hype train. Then clips we'd think you like, indie game time, drops from loot, the reward thing that they've got if you watch a certain amount of streams. The way the discoverability and everything is set up on this website is shit.
Rather than having terrible.
It could be better.
They've got the order sort of right. Like the fat smaller communities is before the likes of XQC having a fucking hype train. He doesn't need more discoverability.
Yeah, but the smaller, like I've had to scroll. Like if I press.
Oh yeah, you've had to scroll nearly halfway down the page to get to that. But I still think the order's not half bad.
It is halfway down.
Yeah, it is. I've just looked. Yeah. But it would be better, slightly more reorganized.
I think recommended smaller communities should be at least the second one where CS:GO is.
Yeah, after channels we think you'd like.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
On the top, if there's an event going on, yes, have that banner there, but only put people on the front page of Twitch in this particular space if they're playing that game. And you'd need like a Twitch mod or something like that to actually say, hey, look, this person isn't playing this game anymore, so we need to remove you from the front page of Twitch. Or even if because some people say that they're playing that game and then they can just play a different game and they've forgotten to change the game title or something. It's like what I did the other day. I played League of Legends and then I played that trolley game which tried to make me feel like a bad person.
You were.
I wasn't.
You killed a child in a sandpit.
I didn't kill the child. The car did. but
no, that page is a lot better than what it was when.
Yes,
started learning about Twitter. Like they are improving.
It's improved
very slowly.
It's not improved fast enough. Considering the millions or billions or trillions, whatever they're getting, it's not improved enough. Like the discoverability for live streams on YouTube is better. Like I can't comment on how it is because I don't use it. But speaking from experience and people that have actually switched from like pretty much going from Twitch being okay on Twitch and then streaming on YouTube from nothing, like they've done well. They've told me that it is like a lot better. So from their experiences, like I streamed on there. The only thing that I had issues with streaming on there is because I streamed in my native quality, which is 1440p, and the only difference between streaming on there than Twitch is the delay. Because I streamed in 1440p, there was about a 30-second delay because of like YouTube sort of handling the data and stuff. If they can get the stream delay down to pretty much instant, because I tried it again then on 1080 60 like I usually stream on YouTube, and it was instant. Like as soon as I said something, somebody replied, and then as soon as they said something, I replied, that kind of thing. Like it was instant. It was fantastic. The streaming, The dashboard needs a little work from the last time I used it. Like, it's a little bit clunky, a little bit confusing.
They could have like
a live stream.
They could have a little thing of it being separate as well, though. Like, it's quite difficult to find live streams on YouTube unless you're looking for that person specifically.
I've just been going through mine, and I know someone's live right now, but I've had to scroll so far to see them being live.
So, like, one of the things with YouTube is they've got, like, YouTube Music. You click on YouTube Music, and it's a completely different interface designed for music, and they could do a similar thing with live.
I think...
Well, they do have one for live.
Yeah, they do.
Because it's literally next to music. I'm looking at it.
Yeah. So I think with YouTube, they've got it wrong. Where, like, if you look on YouTube now, so they got, on my screen, I've got home, shorts, subscriptions, originals, YouTube Music. And then I've got, like, library history, all that kind of crap.
I think YouTube Music must be a premium thing, because I don't have that.
Right, okay, so that's a premium thing. But then,
no, you can have YouTube Music without premium, but you do get ads. It's a little bit like Spotify in that respect.
I don't have that on my side thing is what I'm getting at. Like,
right, okay.
Yeah, I think like the specific app for it is like tied to being premium, but you can still there's a YouTube Music phone app that you can download, which I had before I had premium. But like the live tag, like YouTube Music, I can see I've got original, subscription, shorts, etc. There could be a live tab on the side.
This is what I'm getting at,
to something that's a bit more appropriate similar to then Twitch's homepage, where you could have a search for a certain streamer being live, and
it does do that. In all fairness,
I was just about to say, if I type the person that's live right now, I'm pretty sure they pop up at the top that they are live. I'm just gonna check.
So while you do that, so I've got all the subscriptions and stuff there. Then I've got the library and all that crap. Then I've got the subscriptions, and then underneath that, it's got Explore. So it says trending music, movies, live, gaming, news, yada, yada, yada. So that's where they've gone wrong. If you're looking for live streams or YouTube gaming, which is like the live gaming platform, they should have those right at the top where it's got home, short, subscriptions, originals, etc.
Even if you could customize that.
Yeah, even if you... Yeah.
So you could say, 100%. I like watching live streams. I want live in here so I can click live and get to this page. Like, I didn't know that was there. It's underneath like subscriptions and things. So I haven't really, I don't tend to scroll down there.
It's buried, which is not good. So then that's what YouTube does bad as far as discovering discovering live streams. But I think if you subscribe to someone, I think they already do this, but if you subscribe to someone and you click on your subscriptions, I think if they're live, it shows as a first result, or if you've got multiple live channels, the first few results.
Yeah, I just typed the person, and their first thing that popped up was the fact they were live after like the subscribe and the icon.
Yeah, so I'll get back onto that in a second. But what they should do, rather than needing to click on your subscriptions, why doesn't the first row be saying your live channels, just to improve it a little bit? So in my row, I've got 2 rows of 6 videos, and then YouTube Shorts are underneath, and then it's got more videos. Why can't that first row of 6 videos be like a sort of scrollable, a side scrollable sort of menu of any channels that you currently subscribe to that are live?
Yeah.
Just so you can see it. So there could be that. That's another way to improve discoverability on YouTube. It's not perfect. Like, I'm not saying that YouTube's a perfect. Like, there's things that it needs to be doing to get it better than Twitch. And going back to what Ash just said, he's typed in this person's name on YouTube and it's come up. The reason why I think Twitch needs to take a lot of leaves out of YouTube's book with having VOD content is because of that reason alone. The SEO and all the tag systems and everything that you can put in your YouTube video descriptions and everything to get your channel out there, that is playing a part in getting your streams discovered. So if somebody types in Dead by Daylight Live, for example, I'm not sure if this works, but if somebody says Dead by Daylight live stream and there's somebody actually live streaming content and you've got those tags in your description, stuff like that, and you've got fairly sort of popular videos and stuff, and the algorithm thinks that you can this person will like your content, it would push your content up there, and then you'd see the live stream because you've typed in like live stream Dead by Daylight or whatever. And this is where YouTube has very good discoverability. Apart from that, they've got the live tab where you can see like upcoming live streams. So for example, if I've scheduled a live stream for tomorrow night at 10, it would show up there. It's got live now, live gaming, live sports, and then it's also got the YouTube gaming tab, which is kind of like the front page of Twitch, which it says the top live games, then it's got recommended, then it's got recommended gaming shorts, and then trending videos, and then from your subscriptions and stuff, and then other games that you've shown an interest in. So they've got 3 different ways, or 5 different ways if you count the subscriptions, where they could actually promote live content. And there's only one of them that they're not doing, and that's the one that I just said on the homepage, where you have that first row of videos that could be dedicated to all the live streams that you're following. Or it could be just live streams that they think you'd like as well as the ones that you're following. The following ones come up first, but then the ones that are recommended, it could be mixed amongst there.
There's a lot that they could do, but it seems like they've, I don't want to say half-assed it, but it feels like they want to have a live streaming platform and they want to be able to give people the ability to go live, but they don't seem to have invested heavily into it.
No, because it hasn't become a problem until now. Because there wasn't that many people that realistically could make a living off of streaming because of hardware limitations or internet limitations, because not everyone has a good internet, but because of technology evolving and people being able to have access to higher internet speeds and like better quality hardware and stuff like that, more people can get into it. Like you can stream from an Xbox One or PlayStation 4. All you need from
one of the things as well is the reason why I don't think they're half-assing it, because it is fairly new for YouTube, I'm pretty sure, or they've only just now started pushing it. There's not a lot of people using it either. The YouTube live, like I've just clicked the live section, scrolled through. There's not a lot I think there's 2 that have got over 1,000 that I'm scrolling through right now. Everyone else is on like 30s, 10s. Like it's not that popular.
That's what I mean. Like there's nothing to push
live now gaming. So I'm on the YouTube live actual like page.
I've just clicked the little sub bit.
So I'm on the live thing, and then it says live now by live. So I don't know what that really means, but so there's the first 6 videos that are live streaming right now. So there's Canonia Global or whoever that is. There's 32,000 people watching that. There's someone live streaming lo-fi beats, and there's 29,000 people watching that. Sky News, 4,500 people. Formula 1, 24,000. There's this gamer playing Fortnite World Cup, I think, or something like that. There's 9.1 thousand. Then there's
different things, because I can't see any of that.
So on the left-hand side, you've got Explore at the bottom, yeah?
No.
Let me just quickly.
This is what I mean, though. So for someone that knows what they're doing, you found that. For me, I've got just underneath the search bar, I've got I've got gaming, I've got RuneScape, mixes, music, and then live. I clicked the live bit, and I've just got a handful of people, and there's not a lot of them that are over 1,000.
That's what I was talking about at the time. That's what I thought you meant by the live stream tab.
That you've just found. I don't have that.
You don't have that.
I've got
that takes you to this page.
Subscription library. That is the only thing on my sidebar.
Have you pressed the 3 lines at the top?
The menu, I found it. See, but I wouldn't have known to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is buried. Like
it literally says live on the home thing. So if I'm looking for someone that's live, that is what I would click. I wouldn't go out of my way to click on a menu to scroll through to look for a live section when it says live right there.
Yeah. That was my point. It is a bit confusing. They could do a lot more to push it.
Yeah, this is what I mean. This is the thing at the top. They should bring the live or the gaming thing there, or you can, like you said, they should be able to be able to customize it to see what kind of content that you watch. You can put the menu up there.
When you've got the menu closed and it's just the 3 lines at the top, you've got like what Ash said, home, shorts, subscriptions, originals, YouTube Music, library, downloads. There could be
library subscription. Fuck knows what you've got.
But like there could easily be a button there for live.
Live, yeah. Instead of the one that I clicked on, thinking that's what you were on.
Yeah. So like I said, it's not perfect. But
they've got the bones of something that could potentially be really good, but it's whether they kick on and run with it or whether they just leave it as it is and they don't try and compete with Twitch.
Well, they've only just recently brought members in. They are trying to compete.
No, they've recently brought gifted members in.
Mm. Yeah, they've had memberships for a while.
Yeah, they've had memberships for quite a while. They brought in gifted memberships. They've brought in raiding, but they've done it in a very safe way. So whereas Twitch, there's like a switch or whatever to enable or disable raids, or enable from friends, or enable from teams, or that kind of stuff, or block from certain people because of like all the hate raids and stuff. Twitch's raid system it's okay, but to combat that, YouTube tried to take Twitch's raid system and make it like super safe. Where, like for example, if I really like Aaron. I'm picking on Aaron all the time today, probably because he's just quiet.
I like the if as well.
Yeah. So if I really liked Aaron and I was like, oh, Aaron's streaming, he's one of my favorite streamers, yada, yada, yada. Then I go to raid him. Unless we're both subscribed to each other or following each other, we can't. So I wouldn't be able to introduce you to one of my favorite streamers because YouTube decided to keep it like extra safe to try and like stop hate raids and stuff, which I understand. But to have that kind of like block on it where you have to follow, we'd have to go out of our way to like follow each other to do it. Although like as friends we probably would, but like you can't sort of like introduce somebody to someone new.
It would be
nice.
What I mean?
Like, I know what you mean.
It's like, look, nice, I can raid you. For example, like you could be like, for an example for Twitch could be you could only accept raids from people who were affiliated.
Yeah.
So that way, the people that are raiding you, Twitch have their details in order for them to have signed up to be an affiliate. So if you do have a hate raid, you can report that.
Exactly. I think
things like that would be a good security measure.
And I think every single way on Twitch or YouTube we should do, and Twitter, we should be doing what me and Aaron had to do with our OnlyFans and take a picture with our ID to verify so you can enable to make money from it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you were making money from YouTube and stuff, you can fill out the tax form, you can fill out this, that, and the other. They don't check it. They just have it for their tax purposes or their sort of like proof saying, oh, well, this is the documentation, so okay. They don't check it. So they only sort of like check it if something legal or whatever comes up, I guess.
Yeah.
But like you can fake all of that information, but if you've got photo identification to show you holding up your, it can be photoshopped and whatever, but for the most part, nobody really is going to go out of the way that often to sort of like make a load of bot accounts with like the same ID or whatever. Like it's just going to be tedious and an arse ache. So to get verified so you can start making money on these accounts, I think it should only be viable when you become an affiliate or become a partner on YouTube, personally. So then they don't harbor like everyone's ID and stuff, because you have to have it for like your PayPal and stuff anyway. Like I think you've recently done that, haven't you, Ash?
Yeah, because you had to give me a hand with it.
Yeah. But it's just like, if you're legit, you're not going to just like have all these random accounts with fake IDs and stuff, because then that gets rid of the fake hate raids.
Yeah.
And it's like, only as much as demoralizing as it is, being like a smaller streamer or whatever, if you're not an affiliate, but then again, like I just said, if you verify, you'd be eligible to. If you're verified, you should be able to raid anyone you want.
Yeah, that would be
affiliate there, weren't you?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I was going to say if you're affiliate, but if you verified, if you can option, if you were an affiliate, you'd have to update your profile with an ID, but it's optional if you're not an affiliate.
you could have it as permission. So if you're not affiliate and you wanted to raid someone that you were a friend of, they could allow you. Like, do you have permission for links?
I think you should stick to verified accounts.
No, but like, say for example, I started a YouTube channel and I wanted to raid you while you were live with the people that have sat in my live stream. I wouldn't be able to do so because you would be verified and I wouldn't, because I haven't met the requirements to be affiliated yet.
This is what I mean. I
would still be a trusted person to you, so you should be able to have that ability then to go permit, like you have to do links in chat, not the person.
I think you can do that. You should be able to do that. But from what I was saying, to earn money, to be an affiliate, you have to upload your document ID.
No.
If you brand new make an account now and you wanted to be able to raid people, you would have had to have a verified document ID to upload to the system. So then it's there already then for when you do become an affiliate. It's not needed, but it's optional. So then you can have then on your dashboard allow raids from verified accounts only. So then even if you as a brand new YouTuber saw me live and wanted to raid me because you like my content, you could still raid me even though you're not an affiliate, but because you've uploaded your document ID and got verified that way.
Yeah, so in that case,
would be
then
easier and safer.
It's being able to have that accountability. So if I was to raid you and something like it was to turn out to be a hate raid or anything like that, you've got the option to then go, listen, this person raided my channel and caused trouble. I'm not happy with it. I don't want them raiding me again. Being able to have the ability to then block me from being able to raid you, and me have repercussions from YouTube because they have my identity.
Yeah. So then they could like blacklist your ID from making accounts or your name, that kind of stuff, because they got your
even down to the point
details.
If I was to come in, for example, and be completely racist towards you, like that could end up being something that's perceived as a police matter, in which it could be reported to the police.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like a hate crime as well. Like any hate crimes and stuff like that.
In which case the police then have a stepping stone to be able to say, well, YouTube, this has happened on your platform. You have this person's identification, as they wouldn't be able to have raided this person without that identification. We need to know who this person is.
Exactly. And they've got all the proof they need. So I think that way is a better idea.
It's not even so much that it's needed, it's more of a deterrent.
It's quite sad that something like that would be required to share a community with someone.
It's not even that it's required, it's the fact of like...
No, that would be, was speaking in theoretical terms.
Yeah. But like even though it's like I said, it's less of a security feature and more of a saying, if you're going to do something to be a dick, you're going to be held accountable for your actions, which then stops people from it would stop the majority of people. There'll still be people out there that would get a fake ID with a fake name on it and still do it and things like that. But there's a lot more time and effort that needs to go into doing that then.
It is, and this Photoshop, it can be done in Photoshop very easily, but if you've got people, you can have like photo references and this stuff like that. You've seen it in the government and stuff.
When I done my one for Tinder, there wasn't an option to upload the file. To verify yourself, you had to take a picture with your camera.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there's an app on Android that I used to use it for Pokemon Go, actually, so I could put Pokestops. So essentially, it would be like, it would come up as a camera app. So it would ask me then, do you want to take this with your camera or use this other app? I can't remember what the app was called, but essentially the reason why I did it is because I used to take pictures of the Pokestops or potential Pokestops, take this around an area, and then I would just mass submit them when I got in my house. Because with Signal and that kind of stuff, uploading the pictures, it was kind of shitty. So it would be easier for me to do it that way. So if that can got around quite easily, then there's obviously people that are going to be able to get ways to get around it. But I understand where you're coming from, and I totally agree. It should be like that. You should be able to need to take it from your camera, unless there's like some sort of weird requirement that you can force upon the app to make it be like, yo, you have to use the system camera rather than like a third-party app kind of thing. No third.
I don't see why they shouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, there's got to be a way around it, and then that eliminates the people that can get an app to get around it. Then they'd need either like another app or like to hack or jailbreak their phones so they can get around it another way. But then that sort of like lowers the pool of people that can do it by a lot again.
Yeah. Which
then eliminates the amount of like trolls or fake accounts and stuff. So there's ways that you can provide that sort of sense of security through the verified accounts. You're not going to get everyone. It's impossible. But if you can put enough factors in to eliminate the amount of created accounts that are fake and just out there to just cause hate and troll and stuff, then yeah, go for it.
But I think at the end of the day, it's making more hoops for trolls to jump through to the point
exactly.
where they can't be asked.
Yeah.
More effort than it's worth. But it means someone's got to put the time and effort into creating all these features, and is it worth their time at the end of the day?
If they want a more sustainable and more what's the word? Desirable platform to stream on and feel safe on. Yes.
I think that would be a big thing that would get people to leave Twitch. If someone was spouting better discoverability and better safety with better verification processes to have accounts, it would convince a lot of streamers.
So I think YouTube could lower the limitations for the partner program if they just had that verification process.
It's the same thing. My argument with Twitch, the difference between becoming an affiliate and becoming a partner is such a wide gap. It is a ridiculously wide gap.
It is.
Like, how about they could lower the partner so like they can, because before you used to have as long as you had a verified account, you could enable AdSense and yada yada yada. Why not lower it to 500 subscribers, 2,000 hours watched in a month or in the year, whatever it is. So it's half the requirements as it is now. But you have to have a verified account with government official ID or passport or driver's license, whatever it is. So then that makes it more desirable. Then that makes it more safer to be on YouTube when you're conducting raids and interacting with accounts.
And it doesn't seem like such a daunting effort to be able to get to make that money, but that point of making money.
Exactly. And then you can have like a 50-50% split between the money. I know it's 60% now, but you get the same as what it is on Twitch. You get 50-50. But then if you get to, I don't know, say 10,000 subscribers, an X amount of hours watched, the equivalent. So if it's 500, if you get time, like, I don't know, 10 times the views or like 150 times the views or whatever. So what is it, 2,000 hours? If you get like 100,000 hours watched and you got 10,000 subscribers,
you get more. Is that where you're going with this?
Yeah, you qualify to get the YouTube Partner Program, where then you get 70%. So it's kind of similar to what Twitch was. Like, this was an NDA thing. I think I've told you guys this before, but like Twitch partners, like having a certain amount of subs, they would get invited to this like sort of Twitch sort of cool kids club where they get 70 or 75% per sub rather than the 50%, but they weren't allowed to talk about it.
Yeah.
So they would get more and be like, oh, I'm only getting 50%, blah, blah, blah. And they'd lie about it essentially, but they would be getting the 75%. It's the same thing with YouTube. If you get in the YouTube Partner Program with 10,000 views and 150,000 hours a month watch, you deserve to be in that. It's a big enough gap. You still earn money, like good money, but it's still something to work towards then. Better content.
There could be things in between as well. Like,
I was just about to say, do you think Twitch would implement something in between affiliate and partner?
I said it a while ago.
What is there? There was rumors which Twitch was going to have like this. They was partnering with this website or something that if you bought a membership to this particular website, you'd instantly get affiliate. You wouldn't even have to work for it. You wouldn't have to get no.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. It was like £5 subscription to become an affiliate, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, as long as you paid it once, it would give you an affiliate. It's stupid. I don't think there's nothing really you can put in between.
There's definitely like something you can put in between.
Partner.
Why isn't there?
Nothing as an incentive.
There's plenty, really.
There's not much between Twitch. Like, as much as it's a goal of mine to want to become a Twitch partner, just because I see it as a goal to aspire to, not because I want the fancy tick, not because I want to be seen as a partner or whatever, not because I want the emote slot. It's because for me it's an end goal. Like it's a goal to reach.
No, but like going from having 3 consistent viewers and 50 followers to your next goal being 75 consistent viewers, that is a huge jump.
It is.
Like, there's streamers like you, like Lynx, like a lot of other people that could push, say, 30 to 40 average viewers. And I would say they are well above what an initial affiliate would be without quite being there a partner. But they have put the time and effort into building a community to the point where, with a little extra help from Twitch, they may be able to push towards the partner program a bit more than what an initial affiliate would be. In which case, they could have a little bit extra discoverability. There could be things of like, those people could be pushed on certain partners' channels or things like that. Like, I don't know exactly what the incentives could be to reach that, but it could also just be down to having a blue tick to say you're a trusted streamer that's been on the platform for X amount of time and taken the time and care to build your community to this point.
But as much as that's nice, what does that give you as a person?
At the moment, you get nothing.
Exactly, but at least what do they do as partners? What do they get that's different?
They get everyone fucking bending over backwards and doing what they tell them to because it's a partner.
The only thing that they get that's significant,
stream team.
No, not even that. That's not significant. You don't need to be in a stream team.
No, but having a stream team, having your own can work very much in a way of similar to the Discord things where everything is focused on the main streamer, and that stream team all promotes that one streamer.
I can see that person that we mean. Yeah.
That is a positive from having a stream team, is that everyone who is in your stream team would be pushing your stream.
Yeah, that is true, but it also depends on the person. You've got to get people to want to join that stream team, so you got to give them incentive to it. So you got to market yourself very well. That's a lot of work for you to do. It's nothing that Twitch is actually doing. The only
there's a lot of people out there that will suck dick to get on a stream team just so they can say they're on someone's stream team.
Exactly. But
regardless of what that person is like.
But it's still a lot of work for you to need to do to like try and get yourself promoted so you can sort of get that person that would suck your dick to get in your stream team, you know? This is what I'm trying to say. The only difference of being an affiliate and being a partner streamer, I feel, on Twitch right now, is the fact that if you've got that purple tick on your name, then other third-party companies will be more interested in you just because you've got that tick, just because you've hit that 75 viewer milestone. They think that it's the same as Twitter verification. If you've got a verified Twitter page or verified Instagram page, companies are going to look at you and be like, yo, this person's got a lot of following. This person's got a lot of people like with eyes on them. Let's give them this product so we can sort of get it out there more because they've obviously got a decent following. They don't really look at the analytics.
But that check, that again proves my point. That stepping stone in between, if it was to give you a check to say they're not quite a partner, but they've put a lot of time and effort into streaming and they are rising in numbers, there may be companies out there that are then more prepared to take a risk by giving people those products. Maybe not like what you would get if you were a partner, but similar deals that would be a little less beneficial for yourself. But you take the risk on certain streamers in that bracket and you could end up blowing up with them with your product if they were to take off.
But that goes full circle to what we were talking about in saying that if Twitch improves their promotions of Twitch streamers, that gap might not be as big as what it is now.
And going back to what Ryan said, it's still not Twitch promoting you. It's another company. They've just given you like a sort of stepping stone tick, which I understand what you mean, and I agree. Like something, I'm just trying to sort of argue from both sides of the fence, you know?
I get exactly where you're coming from. Sides. But like, look at the time it took you to get affiliate, and look at the time it takes to get from affiliate to get to partner.
Yeah, it's a fantastic feat. This is why it's an end goal for me. So,
but it could still be an end goal with a stepping stone in between. No, you don't jump from being the janitor to the CEO of the company.
I think a way to implement it is if you get that blue check mark. As stupid as it sounds, at least you got something from Twitch, and I think you should get a little bit more. I think what the way that they can improve the experience for it, because people doing the partner pushes, I think if there's legitimate trends with people doing the partner pushes, and then as soon as they get partner, everyone drops out of this stream because they're no longer partner pushing and they go back down to like 30 viewers. I don't think there should be a grace time period where if you can't retain that amount of viewership for like 3 months or something, I think it should be revoked. As harsh as that sounds, if you can't keep the viewers and you're only doing it for the partner push just to get the tick, I don't think you deserve it, because those people are kind of like fake viewers or bots in a way, because they're not there for you because they enjoy your content. They're not there because you're a very popular person and you're very good at the game or whatever, whatever
they're there
reason.
for you to blow up, and for them to be able to say they were there when you blow up.
Exactly. As soon as you get that tick, they're probably no longer interested. And there's multiple people that I've seen that happen to. And it's just, I don't think to me, they're like fake partners for people that do the partner push. I just don't think it's a good thing to do. It doesn't promote anything.
I just think
really.
there's a fair amount of streamers out there that are sort of stuck in limbo between affiliate and partner, and with a bit more help, they would be more likely to push on to being partner, which may...
That's what I was trying to get at, though.
Yeah, but it may well result in Twitch having more partners that are more reliable to stay at the numbers of partners and effectively make them more money.
So what they could do is go based on like taking your concept idea and improving upon it. So what they could do is say, for example, I'm not sure how many. So say for argument's sake, partners get 30 emotes. If you get to the 50 average viewer, you not only get the blue check mark to say that you're a trusted streamer or whatever you worded it as, you would get access to 15 emote slots. You got access. So partners got access to this new tool with like the boost the stream thing where you can pay for it. I haven't seen it on any affiliates, so that's why I think it's only to do with them. They shouldn't have that one because they're already partnered. They don't need their stream boosted anymore. The boosted streams should go to the verified ones, which are like, not the verified, so the up and coming ones, which are the blue ticks, and they've got 50 viewers, whatever.
Yeah.
So they should have that. So if their community, they've got an up and coming community, they're building, you should be able to, if you really wanted to, pay money to boost the stream. It's basically like a Facebook ad, but you're doing it on behalf of somebody else to help them. There's that. Then I think the way they should change for partners is the same thing they either used to or they do have it for YouTube. If you hit 100,000 subscribers, they used to give you a YouTube manager. So it's like a direct sort of contact at YouTube or something like that to help grow your channel even more, give you access to like YouTube spaces so you can go and film in their locations, that kind of stuff. So Twitch should do the same thing for their partners. They should have someone, or they should have a team dedicated to the actual partners of Twitch, which are obviously the ones with 75 or more viewers, so they can push their content even further. They have professionals out there that can help them get brand deals, that kind of stuff. So then Twitch is actually then helping their creators grow, earn more money, in which return bring more eyes to their platform, which they spend on more money, on more subs, so Twitch earns more money. So it'll come full circle that way. So, and then that little stepping stone in the middle, like I said, they should have access to certain partner features. And I just think that if they had it that way, so like the boosted stream, the extra emotes, it'd be more of an incentive for people to try and grow. And then the VOD content as well on top of that, but I'm not going to go over that again.
But like that's what I'm saying, was trying to say. It's not so much like, I don't know what the incentives would be, but just in my mind, having that stepping stone in between where you could say, okay, you've been streaming for 2 years now, you've consistently been growing, you consistently average X amount of views. If you're now considered what we would consider a trusted streamer who's generally dedicated to being on the platform and using the platform. So by doing so, we're rewarding your loyalty by giving you your check mark, your extra emotes, your ability to do this, that, and the other, as well as assisting with your discoverability. With it could even just be that on certain days at certain times, those trusted streamers are boosted if you go to, like, for example, Dead by Daylight. If someone clicks on the Dead by Daylight channel on a certain day at certain times, that all trusted streamers would be at the top that were live at that time.
That was the other thing that I was thinking of, and you've just pretty much said it. But if you're a trusted streamer, rather than on the front page, if there's an event going on like now with the Splatoon thing, ignore that. Just if that's there, you can have partnered, trusted, and affiliates all on the front page. Random times, every hour it changes, or every half an hour it changes. So a lot more people are on the front page. If you're a trusted streamer and there's no event going on, rather than putting partners on there, they could put they could label it as up and coming streamers, or
that's
streamers,
what I was going to say.
Streamers with a growing community.
Stars.
Yeah, right. That's the one I was trying to think.
Literally have like a Rising Stars one for people that are maybe sitting in that limbo of 40 to 50 viewers and have them for a little while.
I just need that little bit of a boost.
More. And then that would sort of bridge the gap more between affiliate and partner. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. It also makes it feel like once you get past affiliate and you see the goals for partner, it's like, Jesus, like how on earth am I going to do that? That's going to take me forever. Like some people spend months just trying to get affiliate.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's like only if they've got like friends, like for example, us three. Like if like I know we've done it before, but like if me, you and Ash, if me, Apocalypse and Ash were like friends with you wanted to start streaming, we'd say, hey, look, I'm going to end in like half an hour to an hour. If you go live, we'll raid you.
Yeah.
And then the amount of times that we've done that and like raided friends just to get them affiliate within the week. Yeah. And that's what we've done. Like that's all it is. It's just community building, and it's just that step. Like it can be done in 7 days, or it can be done in 7 months.
Well, it's like, for example, my friend Loza, don't you, Kev? So
yes,
she and her partner spent months where they would just watch my streams. They started watching streamers that I raided. They made friends with a lot of people, and they got involved in a lot of Discord channels and things like that. Like a year down the line, after just being around communities and things like that, they decided they were going to give streaming a go. Started a channel, and they got affiliate after their first 7 days, because that was the minimum requirement to stream for 7 days. So after the first 7 days, they got affiliate because they had 15 to 20 people in their channel every single stream that they done, because they spent months beforehand supporting and being in and around and networking with other people.
Yeah,
it can be that simple, but it's also not that easy.
It's not. It's like I've got people that I'm following now, and I've known them for over 2 years, I think now. And even now, they're struggling to get views. They're on 5 viewers at the moment, and they've been going for over 2 years. So, like, I can understand. I can appreciate the amount of time that it takes for. Like, yes, schedules is a massive thing that you got to take into consideration. If someone's schedule is off, or they don't have one, or it's just like
they have one and they don't show up for it.
Yes, like I don't feel quite fondly of those people. No, I've openly said that my schedule's up in the air at the moment because of work and jobs and stuff.
No, it was running joke for a while with yours.
No, I know, yeah.
What was it, 10 o'clock every day, and it was always like 10 past 10. We're like, where's he to?
No, listen, I said it's even. I think it's still there, but even in my Twitch Steam bio, it's like 10-ish. I put ish for a reason. But yeah, so like there's people struggling, and there's somebody that I've known for oh my god, the best part since like maybe 2016, maybe. And when they stream now, they're still like on 1 or 2 viewers. And as sad as this is, they had the followers. They got the followers, no problem, because they've streamed for years prior as well. But I boosted their numbers a little bit, because I put their stream on my wife's computer, and then I put it on mine, and then I put my VPN on so it wouldn't show us like the same house, and then I turned my Wi-Fi off on my phone and put it there. They don't know this, by the way, but it boosted their numbers enough to get to affiliate, and I was like super chuffed for them because they did deserve it. Because they were just trying so hard all the time. It's just because of the discoverability, and it was just impossible. But they've got affiliate. But then as soon as they did that, I kept it going for a while to keep their numbers up for a bit. But then obviously I couldn't do it forever. But yeah, I just felt sorry for them, and I still kind of do, because for what they do, they are entertaining. It's just then they get on a good streak of like having some good streams on the good games, and then they just totally sort of revert and go to like this totally random ass game, and nobody's interested in it. It's like 30 plus years old or whatever, and it's just like you get no views from that for a reason. And then it's just difficult. You can't tell someone what to create and stuff. Like if they enjoy doing what they do, I just leave them be. It's just easier that way. But it comes to a point where you're like thinking, I've been going at this for like the best part of a decade now, so is it time to like call it or change up the game or whatever?
It depends. There's a lot of different motivations between things though as well.
Yeah, it depends on the goal.
They may just full well like going live, and when the odd person chats to them while they're playing games, they enjoy that interaction, and it's nothing more than that to them. Yeah,
they do like it, but unless they're sort of stance has changed, they did definitely want to make a career of it. Like,
oh yeah,
like pay for bills kind of career.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, they like if you're not gonna push and look at every single avenue that's available to you to be able to stream and make it a career, like you're never going to.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think with regards to like the stepping stone, maybe like if Twitch wanted to get ahead of YouTube more, I think that would be the better thing to do. As well as I think all websites should have the verification process. Like
I would look at it as affiliate, associate, and partner.
Yeah, it's not
that would be a word.
Yeah, or trusted affiliate. Associate sounds cool though, doesn't it? It's got a good ring to it. It's like, oh, I'm a Twitch associate.
Yeah.
It makes you sound like more business and more savvy than you
But it is though at that point, like when you are in that 20 to 30, 40 average views, you are looking to push it to be a business.
Yeah.
And like that level of like, even to like outside companies looking in, you turn around and say to like such and such company and like, oh, like I'm looking for sponsors for my stream, I'm a Twitch associate. That sounds good.
Yeah.
But when
you're a Twitch affiliate, it's like, oh, like, you can be a Twitch affiliate with 3 viewers, mate.
Like what? Yeah, it's like you can get your cousin, your nan, and your mum to watch your stream for 7 days, and you're an affiliate.
Exactly. So what's your stance on keeping being an associate? Then we're going to call it a Twitch associate from now on. But so is this like partner? Like, because I think what's your stances on retaining the Twitch partnership then? Do you think that there should be not so much an expiry date? Like, for example, if you can't even, like I explained it earlier, like if you lose your viewers, like the push to partner thing, if you lose your viewers like immediately after you get that check mark,
I think it would be consistency.
So
I would say if you were to be given partner and you drop under partner requirements for a month or two consistently, they then say to you, listen, at the moment your partnership is being reviewed because your numbers have dropped under the the requirements to be a partner. If this doesn't improve within the next month or two, we'll be looking to revert you back to being an associate.
So what do you think about 20%? So if your numbers fall 20% below the requirements,
I wouldn't even give her a percentage. If you're under the numbers consistently, even if it's only by like maybe a grace of like 5%,
10% then.
But like I'm talking consistently over 2 months before they give you a warning for another month to get those numbers back over. So you're getting 3 months of being consistently 5 or 10% under the partner numbers.
I do agree with that, but when for example, none of us stream weekends. That accounts towards those, like that 75 average. I don't think it should.
If
it doesn't, does it?
It doesn't.
It does.
I thought your average views went on the times that you were live.
Yeah, so otherwise...
Yeah, I was under the impression if you didn't stream weekends, that hurts you.
No, it doesn't.
It might hurt discoverability because people tend to be home more on the weekends and...
But then again, more people might be streaming on the weekends.
Yeah. It's a catch-22 on the weekends. There's more people watching Twitch, but there's also more people on Twitch.
No, it was the case of I thought it hurt the average, not necessarily.
No, it doesn't. No.
Like
that's just my bad being misinformed. Don't worry about it.
It's based on how many views you have over your entire stream.
So, like, you could have 100 viewers for like 20 days out of the 30, but then you could stream and you could only have like you decide to play a different game. You decide, I don't know, you decide to play the new Sonic game or the new Pokemon game or whatever. And then because your viewers are predominantly, I'm going to use like Dead by Daylight again as an example. So your viewers are predominantly Dead by Daylight, and they suddenly go from Dead by Daylight to Pokemon.
Yeah. But if you're a partner, you could have the option then to be able to say, if you are predominantly such and such game player, you should be able to have the ability to say, flag this stream or flag this particular day because I'm going to stream this new game on this particular day to try it out. And that won't affect if your partnership is reviewed or not.
No,
so long as you...
That's kind of like a get out jail free card.
Well, no, because it's allowing you to then... Like, you wouldn't be able to flag all of your streams. If you're streaming 5 days a week, which you probably should be or would be as a partner... If
it's
one
a
of those
job at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah,
like
but if one of those streams is flagged and you're playing a game that isn't your channel's known for game,
you are going to drop.
Your numbers are going to drop. But if you can flag that and say I'm playing a different game on this day, my numbers are going to drop. Not so much that it would like completely put it out of whack, but if your numbers are not consistently low, but they are dropping. They could then go, what?
So if I went from Dead by Daylight and then I got so sick of Dead by Daylight I didn't stream it. So I streamed other games and my viewership like went down to a third of what it was.
Then you would probably be looking at losing your partnership.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly. That's a bit drastic, I think.
See, I agree with what Kev was saying. You should be able to hold it after you've had it for so long. But if you take a break from streaming for whatever, like an illness, or you just play a different game and you're not streaming, and you come back after a month, naturally you're going to lose viewers anyway.
Yeah,
that shouldn't hurt the fact that you did have partner before then. You should still
keep it. Like that's what I'm saying. Like when you were saying about having the team that's dedicated to the partners, like that should be something you can flag up to the partners of. This is why my numbers are going to be low for this stream, or this is why my numbers are going to be low at the moment because I've been in hospital and I'm coming back from illness. Or like
the
things that you can say
there for that reason. By the way, the reason the management is there for is basically, on I don't know, like music labels, they've got a management team to help promote and get them brand deals and that kind of stuff. That's what that's there for. You can flag a stream.
There's a partnership review
in the dashboard. If you want to do it that way, if you want to be able to flag a stream, you can do it in the dashboard. I feel if for a decent sort of bit of leeway, like 15 to 20%, if you drop 15 to 20% of your views, and that's average over a month, by the way. I think that gives enough discrepancy for if you want to go as a variety streamer, or if you want to change your game up, or if a new game comes out, and because people want to see you play Dead by Daylight, and then all of a sudden the new games come out and you want to play World of Warcraft, Pokemon, or whatever. I think that you should be able to have that 15 to 20% discrepancy for the release of that month of the game or whatever, if you're playing new games, to sort of like lose part of your community or lose part of your viewership, but then also try and build it back up.
Yeah.
I think after the first month, if the first month you go and it's really shit, like you drop below that 15 to 20%, Twitch will send you an email, or Twitch will send you a message, or your manager will get in contact or whatever. And we like, look, your numbers were pretty low last month compared to what our requirements are. So you've got like 2 more months to sort of like pick it back up, or to try and sort of get it. What we're going to do is we're going to try and like promote your stream a little bit more. We're going to see if we can try and get it on the front page a little bit more, that kind of stuff, just to try and get your viewers back up. Twitch actively doing something to help promote their partners and their trust and their associates and stuff. This is what is needed. They need like an actual team if they want to make money and continue to make money and to keep the streamers that they've got and to entice more to stream on their platform. They need an active team that will help promote them for that reason, help them get brand deals so they can get the increased viewers from people that love Elgato software, Elgato products or MSI products, or like give them get them in touch with, I don't know, World of Warcraft to get them game keys to the newest expansion. If there's like a new Pokemon game coming out, get them sort of like Twitch drops, just like if they can, for like that particular game, just for their stream only kind of thing. So that's an incentive that it would be for partners, because everyone's got access to Twitch drops at the moment. But if you've got exclusive content for Twitch drops, then you're going to have a bigger audience. You're going to have more people wanting to come to you. So then if you're an affiliate, or if you're just starting out streaming, then you're going to be like, wait, I need to build my audience because I want to get those exclusive drops so I can give back to my community, so I can have a boost in viewership, so I can get more money from revenue from the stream, so I can make a living.
Yeah.
Like there's multiple different ways that if Twitch actually got in contact with some streamers and like seriously talk with them, rather than there's some idiots to say, oh, just give them more money. Like, yeah, it's easy to say that, but with no logical sort of way to get that, just magic that money. Yes, they're getting like 50% from the ads, 50% from the subs and stuff, so they can just do it from there. But realistically, they do have to pay the bills at the same time. But they've got to sort of make it worthwhile for Twitch and for the streamer at the same time. And they're not really making it worthwhile for the streamer, in my opinion. But there's different ways that you can go about it, like what we've already discussed.
It's the age-old story, isn't it? If you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. If you teach him how to fish, he'll feed his family.
Exactly. So if
you give him the tools to be successful.
I don't think that's the saying, but I know what you're getting at.
Yeah, I know what it means.
If you give a man a fish, he'd feed his family for a day. If you teach him how to fish, he can feed his family for life, essentially.
That is pretty spot on how it is. I think.
You give them more money, and eventually they're just going to want more money. You give them the more tools and the ability to be successful, and they're more likely to be successful.
So if you, by giving them the tools, you mean giving them the Twitch manager and getting them to promote, and then also saying, look, this is how I did this for your channel. This is the email that I sent out to this particular company to get you the brand deal, and they accepted, blah, blah, blah. If you show them, if you sort of CC them in the emails that you're reaching out to them, so then they can see it, then it's showing them how to work as a professional in this sector of the field. So rather than being like, oh,
a point where they could ask for representation for putting sponsorship deals through, and getting to the point where instead of them then needing Twitch to put the representation through, they can then do it themselves. But they have to engage in the process of getting the sponsorship whilst doing so.
And then Twitch could also open up places like YouTube does. Like if they wanted to have a live stream. So say, for example, that we all wanted to host, say I was a partner, for example, and I wanted to host a DBD tournament, like an actual in a building. And as a partner, and with multiple buildings across the UK, I'd be like, yo, Twitch rep, any chance that I could have this building on this day and I need access just to these, like, 16 computers or 20 computers, sorry, because we're going to need killers as well. 20 computers. So we can have a DBD tournament, a live stream DBD tournament. And they'd be like, yeah, cool. Like, as a partner, you get that perk for free. As long as it can be booked out and stuff, you can get that perk for free, because not only you're going to be obviously bringing attention of 20 people, like if they're streamers, that's going to be 20 loads of streamers that they're going to be watching that Dead by Daylight tournament, commenting, like getting activity on there, subscribing bits, that kind of stuff. It's giving money for that'll probably pay for the tournament and more, for the electric and all the bills and stuff like that. But it's helping all of those other streamers as well, and giving everyone a space where they can be in person, having a laugh, having like a good time with each other, while creating content at the same time. It's just things like this that need to be thought of and done. And yeah, so it's spending a lot of money or whatever just to potentially not get much in return. But I think it would be bigger if Twitch partners had that access to things like this. To just, and then you've got, like you said, with the associate, you got something to work towards with the associate, and then you get even more perks again when you get to partner.
Yeah.
Like the Twitch spaces.
Yeah, it's definitely something that could be explored at least.
We need to share this podcast with Twitch. Twitch, listen.
Listen to this podcast.
No, legitimately though,
I'll name it How to Fix Twitch and tag them in it. It's fine.
Legitimately though, I do think from what we've spoken about for the last hour and a half, I think we have had a few legitimate good ideas of how to improve both, like all streaming platforms. Like and just give sort of like, even if it's like a little nugget of an idea where something that we've said triggers something for Twitch or for YouTube or for somebody that works there to spitball as part of our idea, but improve upon it because they know how the system works or they know how the innards of the websites work. I think maybe that would be enough just to like spark an idea from someone that actually works there.
It's I even just love to spark the conversation, to have open communication with Twitch for a place to be able to put these ideas.
Yeah. So they do have Twitch user voice.
Yeah, but like there's so many things of like submit a ticket, send us an email, and it's like you may as well go straight in the shredder.
The Twitch user voice is pretty much like, it's like an open forum, like where you can post your idea and then people's got to upvote and it's got to get a certain amount of upvotes, so it's got to follow a certain criteria. So the chances are there's loads, hundreds, if not thousands, probably more, people submitting ideas every day. So it's kind of difficult to get your idea noticed, which obviously is a bloody disappointment. But I would like to talk to somebody with Twitch so we can just like spitball ideas.
But saying that, if
I'm not big enough.
As I say, if you could, because obviously this will just get uploaded as one big block. If we could like segment the little bits where we've been talking about how they can improve and just link that to them.
Yeah,
listening to it,
like clips and TikToks and stuff,
rather than them reading through an entire block of information. They'll probably be happier to listen to people sort of spitball ideas off of each other than have to read through an entire block of shit.
Like maybe during this part, like if TikTok can upload like 10-minute videos, maybe take the audio like and do what you guys always say, follow for part 2. Like just upload things like that for TikTok, so it's on TikTok, then we can post the clips on the YouTube, and then if Ryan's made an Instagram account, I don't think he has at the moment, but like if he makes that, he can put it on there and tag Twitch, put it on the Twitter. Did you make a Twitter account for Listen Gamer?
I didn't know.
No.
Right, we need to get Twitter blue on that ASAP.
I'm off work from Thursday, 17th, so I'll be doing some things.
Cool.
I may need your assistance, but I will be doing some things.
Okay, yes. Clap my ass if you want.
Daddy. On that note, the plan will be to finish this podcast because we have been going for like 2 3/4 hours.
You've got a new GPU now, so you can render it faster. It's fine.
part 2 is to thank you all for listening. Part 3 is Twitch. If you do listen to this by some magic means and you do want to sponsor us for whatever reason, we are open to the conversation.
Look, if you want to give us a contract and we'll stream our podcast on Twitch, crack on, let's go.
We will be easier to negotiate with than Ninja, just saying.
And Joe Rogan.
And yeah. Like, subscribe, and all the rest of the juiciness.
There it is.
Well, no one else says it.
It's funny. I did kind of try and quote you last time on the last podcast.
Did you know 99.999% of people listening to this podcast are subscribed? So don't be the one person that isn't.
That's a good one, actually.
I get that all the time on some of the videos. Like, did you know that 80% of you guys aren't subscribed? It would really help me if you would just hit.
Yeah,
just hit that.
I seen it on one the other day where they reversed it. It was like 99% you are subscribed, so don't be the 1% that isn't. I was like, I like that. I'm stealing it. So yeah, stolen content. I
saw quite a funny one, and it was like 69% of you aren't subscribed. And so it's like, oh, please, like they did it genuinely, but they said, as much as that's a nice number, like, can you subscribe to help us out or whatever? And then the comments were full of, I'm not subscribing because that number is perfect. We want to keep it at 69. There's loads of comments just saying that.
Oh.
It was awesome. But yeah, Gamerinos. Keep listening.
Bye-bye.
Bye.